Yes. Welcome to the Jams and Cocktails live podcast. I am your host, Brad Brock. It's my pleasure to be here on such a momentous occasion. You don't even know. It deserves an air horn. That's right. That's right. I'll be your host this evening. You guys, we have award-winning trop rocker John McDonald and Captain Johnny Ringo. John McDonald and Johnny Ringo. That's going to mess me up all night, you know.
A lot of Johns in here.
Lots of Johns.
Don't call the cops.
No, don't do that. Oh, you guys. Of course, award-winning trop rocker John McDonald and Captain Johnny Ringo from the CODE Rum Company. You guys, tonight we have the privilege and the honor of premiering John's new music video for a single appropriately titled CODE Rum. That's right.
There's a pattern.
It's a pattern, right?
A pattern has emerged.
And, of course, that's off of his Islandology album. Tonight we'll also be talking with Ringo and John about the Pirates and Parrot Heads Party in Paradise cruise. Lots of P's in that, by the way.
I did that on purpose.
What do they call that? Plosives, when you have too many P's in something.
It's very implosive.
Very implosive.
And important.
I'm perplexed.
It's coming up in January, you guys. Among other great events leading up to that event as well. Jordan is off tonight, so give it up for my sidekick this evening, Miss Ellie Brock.
Look at dimples.
I'm holding down the big chair tonight.
I don't have any buttons though.
It's okay.
I told her she's moving up in the world.
Listen,
Her new name is Elevator.
Elevator. I don't even trust Jordan with buttons though. She has her but she makes herself look very busy over there. Jordan does. She's got her her laptop. She's got her tablet. She's got all her little things over there. Make it look like she's doing something important, but I don't know.
She's just shopping on Shein.
That's, you know what? I think you're totally right. If you guys don't know about Shein, you got to get down on that, especially for ladies. Well, you guys, thank you all so much for tuning in live with us this evening on YouTube, Facebook, or listening in on JNC Radio through our website, jncpodcast.com. I know we have some newcomers tuning in tonight for this special occasion, so we welcome you to the channel and the show, and we hope that you enjoy this evening. Newcomers in the visual world. I see everybody in the lounge here is like looking around, like who's coming, who's here. No, you guys tuning in. If you're new, we love that you've tuned in for this occasion. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and join us on more adventures. That would be
and next
awesome.
Time you guys all come to the studio with us.
Yeah, we got plenty of room. We live in a mansion.
We do.
In a mansion. But before we get into our show tonight, it's time for our customary shot of the week. But don't worry, John. I didn't make Jell-O shots this evening.
Oh, God.
So you're off the hook. This is our shot of the week. Shot of the week. So this week we're getting festive with the CODE Rum Cinnamon Apple Shot, and oh my God, I've had this before. It's so good. It's so good.
That's the only reason I'm here is for the shot. Of the
that's
week.
It. Ringo's taking off after this. It's very easy to make. And a shaker, you pour 1 part CODE cinnamon rum. You put in 1 part apple pucker and a splash of cranberry juice. You shake it in ice and you strain it into a shot glass, and it makes a great festive fall shot, you guys. So there we are.
In anticipation of Halloween.
It's good as a martini as well.
It is
Remember
good in a
the
martini.
Gross Motions Allure in the studio way back when.
Yeah.
We did that, and we went
You're
through
right.
like a bunch of them.
Yeah. So
with cinnamon CODE Rum.
Cinnamon
the first
CODE
cinnamon
rum.
rum that ever hit the market.
I was going to say there are not too many cinnamon rums out there.
It's the truth.
Trendsetters.
Yeah. Well, you guys, cheers to you here in the lounge. Donna, you didn't make it in the video. Donna said she didn't want to be on video, but we're going to force her to do it from time to time.
Well, she's this evening's
chaperone,
chauffeur, as well as perhaps what do we call a pirate bartender, perhaps?
Yeah, there we go.
Fluffer.
Oh,
okay.
no, that's a different show. That's the
That was
after
my
hours
outside voice,
shirt.
wasn't it, Ellie?
Oh my God, this smells wonderful. The aroma of this shot is delicious.
Oh, good.
Well, it will be.
Cheers to you guys.
Oh,
John,
cheers.
Cheers to all of you out there tuning in. Salute.
Salute. Keep to the code.
Keep to the code.
My goal tonight is make Ellie blush as much as possible.
Oh my Lord, is that delicious? That it's a really nice
Ooh.
Halloween kind of shot.
It really is.
It really
It's
is
so
like a
good.
fall seasonal shot. I'm impressed with myself for making that shot so
You
well.
did
job,
good,
Brad.
Brad.
That's
Thank
very,
you.
very good, Brad. That's a really nice shot.
Thank you so
Very-
much. You guys join us each week for our shot of the week here on Wednesday nights. You can visit our website at jncpodcast.com. There's a link to click on shot of the week. You can see what we're planning. And then you can get everything that you need delivered straight to your door through our friends at Drizzly.
Drizzly.
That's right. Drizzly. As mentioned before, we're here with Johnny Ringo from the CODE Rum Company and award-winning trop rock artist, John McDonald.
I would like to be award-winning. Actually, I mean,
You're award-winning in my book, pal.
well, thank you, brother.
But I'm here with you guys, and we're here for very important reasons. We're talking about wonderful events coming up, and we're premiering a brand new, long-awaited music video release here. By the way, it's been a minute.
I'm so excited about it.
So it's very exciting to be here, and I thank you so much for asking me to be a part of it and coming out here and allowing me to premiere it. That's wonderful.
We wouldn't have it any other way, Brad.
Well, good. Forget all those other podcasts.
What
out
other
there.
podcast?
Exactly. So let's dive right in. Could you guys remind us just how you met and how John McDonald Music and CODE Rum came together in the wonderful union that it is right now?
Well, go ahead, John.
Well, it
Ringo?
all started at band camp that day back in. It was a blustery day,
A blustery day,
and
huh?
I'll let John take it from here.
Well, I think I missed those lessons, frankly. Yeah. No, actually, how we met, actually, I play, I'm based up in Brevard, a little bit north of where we are on the East Coast here. And there's one of the great music venues, Squid Lips, right on the Intercoastal in Melbourne.
Mr. Don Martin.
That's right, our dear friend, Mr. Don Martin, who still works. He's actually now at the Cocoa Squid Lips. But he said to me one day, he said, your group is the Mango Men. Did you realize? Well, actually, he said, sit down here. He said, I'm going to make you a drink with rum, and it's called Mango Tango. I said, seriously? So the bottom line is he introduced me to CODE Rum Mango Tango, and he said, I'm going to hook you up, Capt Johnny Ringo.
Well, he said
gonna-
handsome.
Yeah.
Part.
Oh, which
Talked about
one?
this
Well-
pre-show. John.
Okay, of course, yeah.
Read the script. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. This devilishly handsome pirate who. But anyway, so the bottom line is he brought us together and he said, "Let's do something with your group, the Mango Men. Let's do a mango theme party, mango mojitos, mango margaritas." And we did it, and man, it was fun. And the first time we did the event, it was a Sunday. It was a beautiful Sunday. And they gave me a mango mojito. I'm not exactly a big mojito guy. I said, boy, this is delicious. And 10 of them later, man, I missed
The
Monday
listener, the listeners
the
more.
entire day. And it was fast. So that's when we hooked up. And then I kind of, I realized, well, wait a second. This is really a regional local brand. This is not one of these mass marketed things, at least at this point.
Right.
And I said, man, this is really good. And I love the product. And I kind of read Johnny's story, the story of Captain Ringo. And I said, man, this is cool. And so I just, that's how I got the idea for the song, frankly.
Awesome. And anyway, anything to add to that, Ringo?
No, he pretty much covered it, man. The rest was history. I remember when we met, Don invited me up to meet John, and you guys were doing a little tiki bar party there. And
Yeah.
they were featuring the mango mojitos and the mango tangoritas, which is our version of a mango margarita with the mango rum. And like you said, it kind of fit the whole Mango Men theme and stuff and the trop rock stuff. And, we are an island themed rum. And it just kind of clicked and stuff. And I loved his music from the beginning, his attitude and his freaking, just his undying energy for the music he plays and things he's attached to, like the CODE Rum and stuff. And it was just a connection we made, and it's been going strong ever since.
Yeah, absolutely. Although I must say the pandemic was a little bit of a kind of disruption for all of us, actually.
Yeah.
For all of us. But yeah, no, it's like you meet a lot of people. Particularly when you do what we do, and Brad knows everybody. Who everybody watches the podcast knows that you play out and gig, and you meet a lot of people. You don't necessarily connect with everybody, but you just intuitively gravitate to some people. And I kind of I loved Ringo's spirit when I met him, and the brand was great. I love the product. I think it's a great product. And we all want to get. If you're going to get behind something, you want to like it and love it and believe in it.
It helps.
100%. Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely.
Let me taste that again to just verify that I'm. And by the way, I will say we actually tried one night. We had ice cream and tried a little bit of the cinnamon rum with the ice cream, and it was fabulous.
In the ice cream?
Well, we did. We poured a little bit. We glazed some ice cream because I've never seen a flavor I haven't liked. And let me tell you what, it was fabulous.
That's
Ice cream.
now I don't know what to do. Now I feel like I need to end the show and go make some ice cream for myself.
Brad's about to put on some weight.
Listen, you guys, show's canceled. I'm going to
Thank
make
you guys
some.
for tuning in.
It's been real. It's been
Don't worry.
fun.
Let's get the DoorDash number. We'll get bring us over.
Here's
an
an image
cream.
of a fish tank for the next 2 hours.
Forget Cherry Garcia. Let's come up with a CODE Rum flavored
Ringo Garcia. It's I don't know. Maybe
I hope this show's pre-recorded.
we'll fix it in post. No, it's awesome. Listen, so we were actually just talking about this before we went live, John. Last time we had you on the show, you were just about to release Islandology, but now it's out in the world and doing its thing. And so tell us a little bit about that record and what's been going on over the last year.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what. Well, oh my God, where the hell do I start? Well, I put the record out. You never know what people are going to like and respond to, and some people like some songs more than others. But we, it was basically that record. It was a four-person project. Myself, Kevin, my drummer, whom I kind of followed to Florida, been down here. He did a lot of we recorded in his studio. Our good friend Dale has been with us for 25 years. Did a multi-instrumentalist, and my good buddy Rick Beresford, a really great songwriter. He was producer and co-writer with me, and we kind of all four of us had synergy, put the record together, and I'll tell you what, it has done remarkably well. I'm very grateful that the TRMA, the Trop Rock Music Association, has progressively evolved and developed, as has the genre. And at this point, for independent singers, songwriters, and people like me, I'm really very grateful that they organize and kind of put this whole network of people together. It's people who do house concerts and festivals, and it's a whole thing unto itself. Perhaps it is part of the Jimmy Buffett phenomenon that has developed, but it has certainly developed beyond that. But at any rate, the record has done really well. I've met a lot of new people. I've been kind of playing the genre for a long time, but I was geographically based in the Mid-Atlantic. I lived in Pittsburgh, and so that's frankly one of the reasons.
Pittsburgh.
That's one of the reasons.
There's no palm trees in Pittsburgh.
No, hell no. Are you kidding me? Hell no.
3 times real fast.
That's why I started playing the damn music to begin with, because it was like, winter is long, but. So I was geographically based. I've been to Florida for a few years, so I'm meeting a lot of new people. And hey,
we talk about Pittsburgh and the winter being long. That's what we call tropically impaired.
Oh
Yeah.
damn! Oh,
Because
tropically
you're stuck
impaired.
there.
If I was only tropically impaired up there, it would have been terrific. But I by the way, I love Pittsburgh. I was there for many years. I went to school there, and but I'll tell you what. Frankly, this style of music, it got me through many a long, cold winter.
I'm sure it did.
Yeah, no
And
doubt.
For those that don't know what trop rock is, it was actually, from what I feel in my heart, developed mainly in Southwest Florida, South Florida, and Florida. It's a brand of music, like the Buffett stuff. Before he had a brand for his music, trop rock or beach country, some people call it.
Yep.
And it's just the islands, the tropics. It's just all about things that we love here in Florida. And that
Yeah,
we
just
use on
that
a daily basis.
escapism genre, you know, where
Yeah.
it's like it almost reminds me of Snickers, got to get away,
Yeah,
and it's
exactly,
like,
yes.
Well,
it's like, yeah,
it's funny. The essence of the whole thing, it's a feel good genre of music. It's very difficult to define genres
is.
of music, and then when you get very more precise and you kind of slice that onion, if you will, because steel drum and percussion are the traditional kind of tropical instrumentation, but it's a very vibrant, vital genre of music. It is, Johnny pointed out, it really did start down here, and frankly, Jimmy was the progenitor, if you will, the originator. Originally, it was In fact, some of it's funny. Some of the like rock journalists initially started. They didn't know what to kind of call him, and then they're calling it Gulf and Western at the time. So it has evolved.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, and so now today we have the Trop Rock Music Association, and it's a wonderful thing. It's a volunteer. It's a nonprofit, but all kinds of people work really hard to kind of organize this genre. We have an expanding network of house concerts. There are festivals, and it kind of emanates here. But I think it offers everybody that kind of feel good. We all need to escape a little bit now and then.
Absolutely.
My favorite part of that genre of music is the people I've met, like John McDonald and Donnie Brewer and Jesse Rice and just all these people. It's like a family. We did the Riverboat Cruise with Brian Burns
That's
about
right.
a month ago.
Damn right.
And everybody on these riverboats were just some of the nicest group of people I've ever met. It was like they made me, I knew, I was there for the weekend. I knew maybe 4 people. And I know people everywhere I go. And in Jacksonville, I knew maybe 4 people. I left there knowing 200 people, and it felt like I'd known them forever. It was like the people are just the kindest, gentlest. So it's like when you go to camp and you're in a campground, and everybody's like really super friendly.
Yeah.
They make you feel comfortable and warm and fuzzy. Oh, I am fuzzy, but I feel warm. And they're just the greatest group of people because they're all there. It's like when I started the social group Pirate Heads. They're all there for the same purpose, just here in a tropical atmosphere to have a good time. And
That's
they
right.
just made me feel like I was one of them from day one, and I felt like I knew everybody the first time I met them. It was awesome.
Yeah, and it was really cool. So I think we're gonna, among others, we're gonna talk to Brian Burns in a little bit. But
Yeah.
so
Speak of the devil, huh?
but we
Get out
did,
of my head.
We Brian did an event called Riverfest on the St. Johns River, and man, it really turned out to be a fabulous thing. We did the night before. We had some really cool, great bands, and then on Saturday, everybody was on a river taxi. All the singer-songwriters. I kicked it off. There was other people. We culminated with Jesse Rice in the evening, and that was just, it was a beautiful sunset. We had some rain during the day, and we parked under one of the big bridges, but it was great.
Like where I used to live.
It was great.
Wait,
But-
on the boat? On the boat? You
on
parked
the
boat.
boat,
Underneath the bridge.
and we would occasionally go back to the hotel right on the St. John, and people would come on, and as Ringo knows, we culminated with Jesse Rice in the evening, who's the master of the Pirate sessions, the Pirate song, but the whole thing on the river was fabulous, and
I've got to share this story with everyone.
oh boy,
So we're on the riverboat cruise, and John, is after his gig.
oh my
right?
God,
He's
okay,
played
fine,
his part.
tell everybody,
He's got his little.
John knows where this is going.
He's got his little.
it's a true story.
He's got his little Yeti thing here, right?
Here, let me
And it's-
demonstrate.
Let
Okay,
him demonstrate.
no, you demonstrate.
No, you can do it. You can hold
All right,
it.
here,
happens
it's
just like I say
embarrassingly
it.
true. But can I also add that at this point I've had multiple drinks. So
This is
here's the
preface.
thing.
Keep it to
This
the
is
code.
So
preface.
can everybody say, all right, I had my Yeti under my arm, and I was
He's walking around in circles. I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, I'm trying to find my drink. So I figured he must have had another drink, but he's got his Yeti. I go, what was in it? And he goes, this is my Yeti. And I go, and now I got to demonstrate this part.
okay. Great.
I go,
Wait a second.
I
But
go,
give the full context, please.
I go, so he goes, have you seen my drink? And I go, where is it? He goes, what's it in? He goes, this is in my Yeti. And I go, is that it under your arm? And he goes, yes, it is. But wait, then he goes, where was it?
Well, I was trying to recover,
True story.
but wait a second. I
He
had
pulls it from underneath his own arm after not finding, and he's
True
looking around
story.
for 5 minutes. He's
all
looking
right.
underneath the boots.
Okay, fine.
Underneath
okay.
the benches.
I
and
was. I
everything.
literally bent over. I had the
And
Yeti under my arm.
I'm figuring this can't be it because it's tucked underneath his arm. And when he finally, I go, is that it under your arm? He goes, yes. He looks at it. He goes, where was it?
No, so
True
by the way,
story.
here, I had the Yeti. This is a true story. We're having a wonderful time at Riverfest.
Apparently
on
a
the St. Johns
really
River.
good time.
But I was hungry, and I had not eaten for quite a while, and I literally, God be the truth, I had a bag of nuts.
They weren't,
And
even,
I was
they weren't
eating-
even his nuts.
I was eating. They were cashews. I was eating the nuts.
They were these
You
nuts.
guys. You guys.
That was
All right, you had to tell that story, Ringo.
Oh my
Okay,
God, that
fine.
was so
We've all
funny.
been there.
It was true. I was looking. I even all right. I mean,
He had
since
people
you're telling-
getting up, looking
I
underneath
actually
their
looked
seats.
under the chair. Wait a second. Where's my Yeti? And it was actually attached to me.
I feel like there's a song there. It literally
There's
called
a song.
"Where's My Yeti."
It would be.
We're gonna come
it
up with
would
a
be a
song.
song that would involve alcohol and intoxication. I think.
We're gonna come up with it. We just haven't done it yet.
Oh, Ringo.
That was a fun trip.
Oh.
Anyway, where were we?
My God, that was a fun event. That was great. And,
Brian Burns did an amazing job.
He did a fabulous.
All the artists
And
were
you were saying,
phenomenal.
and that was kind of like your first trop rock event in a sense.
Yes,
I mean,
it
you
was.
got
Yes.
turned on to Jesse, and who's very well known in the trop rock world at this point. And man,
He
that
was
was just
phenomenal.
fun. You know, it was the first time Brian had done that specific location in that event. You know, we had a great turnout. It wasn't sold out, but it was fabulous,
It
and
was
I think
a
it
lot
has
of
a lot of
fun.
potential. And I think we're going to do it next year. But
Everyone's looking
we'll
forward
let
to it
Brian.
next year.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, we're going to talk to Brian a little bit later on in
We
the
should
show
talk
here.
to Brian because he's awesome.
And
Woo.
in fact, we might have to pull him in right now because
Why not?
Because he's calling in and he said he needs to talk about John losing his drink. So
Oh, perfect.
we're
All right, fine. Let's just talk about John while he's intoxicated and in a vulnerable state.
we're
of
gonna
bliss.
have to do it. So we're gonna bring in Brian Burns here to talk about John losing his drink.
Oh my God, I'm sweating
Brian,
already. Dear
you're on
God.
the air, pal.
I just had to chime in on all of that. I couldn't
Just
couldn't
chime
let
in,
it go
Brian.
without
Fine.
at least put it.
Brian.
It was a fantastic event. We had so much fun.
Well, while we have you here, why don't we talk a little bit about Riverfest and maybe the origin of it and what you plan on building it? Because if I'm not mistaken, this was the first year that you did it, right? Yeah.
This was the first year that I did any of our events.
Oh, so Sail and Song is a new venture for you then?
Absolutely.
Oh, so
Let me interject
cool.
real quick because Brian and our first conversation, because recently I just met Jesse Rice, who's incredible, my favorite artist. I'm saying that because I know he's listening. And Brad, you were with me. Part of the deal when we're doing the cruise, we're going to talk about the Pirates
Oh,
of
that's
Paradise
right.
cruise down the
Yeah.
road in the show tonight. And Brian called me, but we were on the treasure. We had taken Jesse treasure diving
Right.
with the Fishers, the 1715 fleet.
And he's lived to tell about it, apparently.
That's right. And
I didn't.
I get this call, and
I'm a specter.
he's a cooler man. And I couldn't answer the phone because we're on the treasure boat and we're diving for treasure. And but when I checked my voicemail, it was Brian. I wanted to text him back because I hate not responding to people. And he's like, "Yeah, we're doing this riverboat cruise. If CODE Rum like to be the sponsor, and we're featuring Jesse Rice." I'm like, "That's funny because I'm actually treasure diving on the treasure boat with Jesse Rice right now."
Right, or sitting right next to me.
So I walk out of the cabin of the boat, which shout out to Captain Bill Black and Josh
Yes.
Fisher, Mel Fisher's great grandson that we were treasure diving with that day. And Jesse's out there, and I go, "Yeah, you know Brian Burns?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm doing a riverboat cruise with. I'm performing." I go, "Really?" I just talked to him. He's like, Jesse goes, "Well, dude, roll up on it."
Damn, it's a small world.
And I said,
really
"I think I
is.
might." So that's when CODE Rum became the sponsor, and met Brian, who did an incredible job. Brian, you're awesome, man. It was a pleasure meeting. I'm looking forward to
Appreciate that.
doing a
Appreciate
bunch
it.
of stuff with you down the road, brother.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about
Absolutely, yeah.
Riverfest and what we can expect for 2023. I know it just passed. It was just here, just the end of last month.
And he was working
And,
on it the very
I know.
next day for 2023.
That's so awesome. So yeah, tell us a little bit about it, man, while we have you here.
Yeah, for next year, everybody had so much fun on the boat that I decided that I was going to make it a full day event on the boat. So the music is going to start at 9 in the morning and it's going to go till midnight. So we're going to be on the boat. There's going to be a special lunch cruise part of it, and then a special dinner. Again, there will be Jesse Rice. We'll have the sunset cruise. So it'll be back and forth into the dock, letting people get off for lunch unless they're joining us for that. And then we'll have everybody together at the end of the evening, just jamming and having a great time.
Awesome. So what was the genesis for Riverfest? What put you in the mindset to say, you know what, I need to do a river cruise? And I need to get these people involved.
When I started Sailing Song Promotions, I wanted to do something a little bit different. I had been going to several of the local Parrot Head functions where they had like Beach Bash and meetings, music on the bay, and I really enjoyed it. But I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I live up in Jacksonville. So the first one that came to mind is that I'd like to do something on the river. And everything that I looked at ended up running into a brick wall until I talked to the people that own the water, St. John's Water Taxis, and they said, that sounds like a great idea. Let's do it.
Oh, I love that.
And from there, it blossomed into what it is. We had musicians coming from all over the country that played on there.
Oh,
and
so
and
cool.
as the stories that John McDonald and Johnny were talking about were really it's like everybody. There were 100 friends on the boat.
Yes.
Everybody was just drinking and having a good time listening to everybody else's music.
Oh, I love that. And what a great opportunity to make memories. Like Ringo said, just like you were saying, went there knowing a handful of people and left knowing everybody.
Right.
It's a, in I bring it up just because it's relevant, but in a post-pandemic world, we really got a taste of what it was like to be disconnected. And on one hand, it was kind of nice to have that reset. But on the other hand, it was really eye-opening that the potential for not being able to have that contact or to meet these people or taking it for granted really was prevalent. So now that we're able to get back out there and do things like this and meet people, it really has, for me at least, I can't speak for everyone, but for me, it's a deeper meaning to be able to go out in the world and connect with people in these kinds of ways. And events like yours, Brian, is what makes it's the icing on the cake, man. It's really what flavors the whole thing. And so thank you for picking up a torch and putting on an event like that where you could bring trop rockers and parrot heads and pirates, because there were I know at least there was one pirate.
There were pirates.
In full regalia. Oh my
There's at
God.
least one pirate there, but let's leave Jesse out of this. Brian, I think we need to get Brad to commit.
Definitely pirates on this.
Yes, we should get Brad to commit to play the River Fest next year right now while he's on the air.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I'd love to. It'd be an honor.
You can never threaten Brad with a good time.
Well, listen, Brian, give us a shameless plug, man. What do we need? Where do we need to go to find information on Riverfest and any other plugs that you want to throw out there for people listening tonight?
Thank you very much. Go to sailandsongpromotions.com, and if you click on the live music festivals, I've got 2 events on there right now. One of them will be at Put-in-Bay, Ohio. We're out on an island in the middle of Lake Erie, and the Riverfest here in Jacksonville. Also working on one in Buffalo, which would be the weekend after Put-in-Bay. Trying to make a little bit of a circuit where we can do some things for the musicians where they don't have to come all the way up to Ohio and then come back down, and want to try to make it so that they can do some performances in a few different places and keep them together for a couple of weeks and let them make some money and hopefully introduce some new people to trop rock.
Yeah.
Awesome. I will also include those links in the forever uploads of this show. Right now we're in the live stream, so but there will be a forever upload, and then of course on the audio version of the podcast, I'll be able to put all of your links in there. Brian, thank you so much for calling in, man.
Thank you, Brian.
I'm looking forward to Riverfest next year. I missed it this year, but I'll be there next year, I promise.
I'm looking forward to seeing you. And
Brian, you're
look forward
awesome,
to seeing you
man.
guys later on this month down in the Keys. Bye.
Yeah. See you there.
It looks like Ringo's going to be down there because he's bringing pirate heads down to the Keys, but I think we're going to get him all the way to Key West. So
You never know with this pirate.
It's true.
getting down in a pirate
It's a good
town.
time.
Brian, thank you so
That's
much,
it.
man. Have a good one.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye-bye.
That was Brian Burns from
Sailing Song Promotions. He's awesome.
Sailing
people,
Song Promotions.
man.
Yeah,
But
awesome.
that was a really good point. Listen, I guess I'm biased as a musician, a singer, songwriter, and entertainer. I acknowledge how how deeply important religion is to many people, rightfully so. But if there's anything else on this planet that can bring people together more than music, I'm not sure what it would be. So
CODE Rum.
but no, CODE Rum does facilitate things. The rum and the alcohol.
I got 2 kids to prove it.
Well, of course, under the influence, but well, of course, that's part of our escapism. But in a serious note, music brings people together, despite geographic, social, cultural, political differences. I can meet people from all over the place, and if things are going well, I actually enjoy every now and then. I enjoy performing in front of a group of strangers because it challenges me and. Maybe they're not totally hip musically, right, Brad, to everything we do.
Hey,
but
man, what I've always learned, or in the books that I've read, I still read books, you guys.
Oh my God,
the books I've
be
read and things that I've learned is that you can't always try to fit yourself into a puzzle space. You have to find the puzzle that you fit into, but like just do what's in your heart. And be genuine, which is that's the operative word there. Be genuine, and people will gravitate to that. And you were talking about kind of Buffett being the genesis of this trop rock thing that we get to enjoy today. Jimmy Buffett didn't go out into the world saying, I'm going to be the first trop rocker. He was just doing what he wanted to do. He wrote great songs. He, was trying to figure out what genre he was going to be in to be successful, and found that country music, beach country, then kind of grew out of that. But like, it was never the plan initially to be like, I'm going to create trop rock. But this wonderful genre of music and storytelling and escapism came out of the style that he developed. And what I think is the most cool thing about it is that he's still alive to see what he's done.
Right.
Like none of our rock heroes that were the fathers of rock and roll are around to see what's happened and what's come, so it's a very cool thing. It's a very cool thing that trop rock is such a new genre in a grand sense of things. But it's becoming so expansive, and we're seeing it spill over into popular genres like country music and reggaeton and things like that. Like it's all spilling out into those genres. And John, you're a part of it because
hell yeah.
That's why they call it a genre.
Because
Islandology, your latest record, has been making huge waves because you have the Trop Rock Music Association, right? TRMA.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And you're nominated for so many things.
A bunch of awards.
Listen, I can't even name them all, but I'm gonna.
Neither can I, frankly.
I guess good. But I'm gonna name off some of them here. So here we go. Ukulele Luau Dream is nominated for the TRMA song, or TRMA. I knew I was going to mess this up.
That's okay. We can fix it in post.
Song of the Year, which is so cool, man. I'm going to pop over so I don't have to
I'm very
click.
gratified. It's very nice to connect with people, and I'm very honored and gratified.
That's not it, folks. The video for She Only Comes for the Bongos, which I believe you played on our last podcast.
Oh my God. Wow.
Love that
Before the
song.
record was released, is nominated for TRMA Music Video of the Year. And the title track, Islandology, is nominated for TRMA Single of the Year. And here's some honorable mentions. 8 categories, by the way, in total here for John McDonald. Male vocalist, band, entertainer, song, single, music video, Horizon, songwriter of the year. Dude,
you're like royalty.
You're in it. Like you are.
I get to participate. I get to be there.
It's so cool. You're perpetuating this amazing genre, and you're nominated in all the categories that make such a huge difference. And so I'm so honored to have you on the show again, for the second time.
I know.
So
my
good.
God. I was like, yeah, it's right. It's hard to believe. That was right before the pandemic, and I had written all the songs, and we played the CODE Rum song initially. I think it was one of the first times I did it publicly, actually. And then, like I said, it's very hard to anticipate what people are going to be like. But no, at this point, for independent singer-songwriters, this is really, it's a great thing. It really is in many ways. And I meet a lot of great people, a lot of great artists. And you know what? Yeah, that's right. I meet people who create interesting rum flavors. So thank you, Brad. Yeah, no. We're gonna start. Donna and I are heading out very soon. For people in the genre, this is like the really exciting big time of the year because there's all kinds of stuff going on. Donnie Brewer and his crew start in Texas. They come all the way over in a whole bunch of Winnebagos and RVs. There's people coming down from Kansas. We do a whole series of stops. I believe one of them, for example, is Flip Flop Stock in Sarasota at the end in a couple of weeks, and they start. Yeah, his crew starts, and I believe they have at least 40 or more RVs and a whole bunch of other people. It's the caravan to the Keys, and it's a blast. And he's got all kinds of songwriters, and we're going to have jams, and it goes all the way to Key West. And
that sounds like so much fun. I don't know if you've heard about it, Brad, but it's the caravan to the creek. To the Keys.
I've heard about it through the TRMA
like
by the way.
I want to go there just to come back here.
Yeah, that's so
caravan
dope.
to the creek.
So this is and this
when
is
does that happen again?
It right at the last weekend of October, and the following weekend is Meeting of the Minds. That is the big annual Parrot Head thing, and Trop
right,
Rock.
and that's right after Fantasy Fest. That's when all that.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah,
you could really go on a bender, man.
No kidding.
You could be a
you could
be a Pirate Head, and you could start with Johnny.
I'll be down there with my crew October 20th. You guys will be down there too. October 28th through the 30th for my 7th. This is the 7th year I've done it.
We'll be there. We won't remember it.
Key West
we'll be there.
in Isla Mirada. So
That's
we're
the
gonna have
thing
to
about
stick
that.
around for a Meeting of the Minds this year. Because
Oh,
by
man,
the time Sunday comes around, you guys are getting down there. We've already gotten down there.
Yeah, hello.
And that's
They won't
a crazy
the,
few days.
the rum supply will be diminished at that point, perhaps.
Highly.
Why is the rum always gone?
But yeah, thank you. This is it's really, again, I actually started playing the music stylistically, if you will, in the 90s. And again, one of the among various reasons I did it was because I was freezing my ass off.
Sure.
Okay. And I was diagnosed with seasonal affective disorder, which is the winter blues. and I went to see Jimmy Buffett at a small theater in Pittsburgh called the Syrian Mosque, where he ordered Domino's pizza and threw it out. But I kind of fell in love with the whole group. You know, it's funny. I was always, for whatever reason, I gravitated and was fascinated with people like Sting. Okay. The Police, you got this Ross reggae ska thing. You know, in the 80s, like Paul Simon did a Brazilian thing.
Yeah.
But South Africa, he won,
Yeah.
you know, and then like people like Peter Gabriel integrated all these grooves. And eventually, you know, there's always been pop and rock artists who have integrated various subtle influences from tropical and exotic destinations. And I was just always fascinated by that. And then by the time I had seen Jimmy play solo in the late 80s, because I was kind of into this Paul Simon thing is like really amazing, you know? And it kind of put it together. And then Jimmy had the steel drum thing going. So I remember I decided I want to put like a fun party band together. And I had all these influences like Police, Peter Gabriel, and this and that. And we're doing some Jimmy Buffett stuff. And I started it. And I was trying to pitch it. Again, it was in Pittsburgh, okay?
Right.
Think Steelers, long winters. And I started thinking, I got this party band and like agents and book. And they said, well, it's not really classic rock. No, it's not country. It's not R&B. It is not oldies. It's not this. It's not that.
How do we sell this?
How do we sell? And then finally, there was a guy there with the great summer venue. A lot of people know Pittsburgh. Know there's 3 rivers there on the Allegheny River outside of downtown Pittsburgh. The big summer venue for 4 months, where they literally had a barge. And people would, you know, the bands would play on the barge. It was connected to the dock, the boardwalk. And I went down and I pitched the guy. I said, hey, man, I have this idea musically. It's kind of new. It's just, it's fun music, but it has a beachy thing. And I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And I'm doing some Jimmy Buffett. And he said, well, wait a second. Is that the guy that did Margaritaville? I said, yeah. And so, but as it turns out, we became the house band for a while. I got Corona involved. We played every Wednesday. So it just kind of took off. That was in the 90s, and I was kind of a lone wolf at that point. But 10 years later, early mid 2000s, things start to crystallize. Other people are doing it. And here we are today. It's kind of a little world unto itself.
It's so cool. They always, I don't know. You have some people that are like, oh, I don't want people to be doing what I'm doing because it's what makes me different. But in this kind of instance, it's such an interesting thing because it's like when it catches on, it's not a competition. It's like building. It's the building blocks on this very cool vibe.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you're the only one doing it, that's great. But you're only in front of the audience that you have in front of you. If a bunch of people are doing it, other people could be like, oh, I really dig this style. Who else is doing this? And now you have a whole other listening audience. It's wonderful. And Trop Rock has really been in that vein.
It's pretty amazing how it's evolved and developed. And you got to give a lot of credit to Jimmy. He's pulled off something quite remarkable. And but there's an enormous array of creativity. Even a lot of us who like to write songs in this genre and this vibe, we can gravitate towards the same imagery. You got your flip flops, you got your beach, you got your tiki bar. But it's remarkable how creative people can be, even going back to that if you will, going back to that kind of same set of images. And it's just people can be, as we'll talk about later, we're in January. Well, by the way, since we're talking about this, so we're going to try, Ringo is going to try to make history. So we have the whole pirate subculture. And what I did not know until I met Mr. Capt Johnny Ringo and started tasting his rum, I did not realize how extensive and ubiquitous the pirate head subculture is. It's global. So when we do our event in January, which we'll tell everybody about, we're going to try to break a little bit of new ground in the sense it's, okay, all you pirates, all you parrot heads come together, and he has found the guy who's really the master of the pirate song, Jesse Rice, and we're going to do it. We're going to go out on the margarita, let's see, and see what happens. We met, and
the rest is history. And history's about to be made. There's so many good times ahead. I can't even wait, man. I can't wait to go to sleep just so I can wake up the next day, live this beautiful life that we're creating for ourselves. It's awesome.
So listen, John, I have to know. Aside from the obvious choice being the song "CODE Rum," what is your favorite cut otherwise off of the Islandology album?
God, that is such a difficult question because
I know.
like most songwriters and artists,
we ask the tough questions here.
Dude, you should have your own show, bro. That's good.
I'll tell you what. Oh my God, that is such a difficult question because it's like you work hard writing and recording and crafting, and you put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into each one. So let me answer it this way. One of the big hits was "She Only Came for the Bongos."
Before you finish that, I was going to say,
please do.
Don't base it on crowd response or like everybody's favorite. Like if "She Only Came for the Bongos," that's the crowd favorite. Right. You can't pick that one.
Well, I'll tell you what.
When you were writing these, what did you think was going to be the biggest song on the album?
Oh my God, I didn't know. Well, I'll tell you what. One of the very last song on the record, frankly, it's kind of, again, the whole genre is feel good. And most of my songs are mid to up tempo. You played a little bit of ukulele. That's a ballad. But the last song on the record is called "Countdown to Sundown," and it's inspired. It's a Key West song, and it was kind of inspired by a summer trip we took to Key West. And people know who've been to Key West. You go to Mallory Square, you watch the incredible sunset over the Gulf of Mexico, and you have that bizarre group of pleasant people who busk for a living. So at any rate, so the last song on the record, it's probably a little bit more reflective, if you will. Maybe it's more traditional singer-songwriter, but I love that song. It's a little bit more subtle. I don't know, maybe a little bit more low-key than a lot of the other songs.
I love that tune too. By the way, you actually performed that song the last time you were on the podcast with us.
What a great memory you have.
And I know.
He's got notes.
You must have access to the catalog.
I kicked him under the table.
Somebody lets me in every now and then. But no, great song. The imagery for Key West is just wonderful. And it really paints this wonderful picture. And yeah, so it probably next to Code Rum, of course. My favorite cut on the record is also
Well, thank you.
that. Yeah, man. I'm crying over here.
That
I don't
was
know what's going on.
let's not get too emotional, but
Very emotional.
Well, when
Group hug.
so it's interesting. So we, Kevin Kornicki, my longtime drummer and dear friend and producer and audio engineer, among other things.
Among other
He kept saying, "Man, this puts me right in Key West." He said, "People are going to love this," and and by and large, they love the really fun, upbeat stuff, but. We're not through promoting. At this point, you put out a record, man. You got to take a year and a half to get it out there and promote it.
It's so true. Well, listen, John. How about we get a tune out of you?
All right, we're gonna play something live here.
Yeah, I would love that.
I think I need to sip my drink and
very important. Clutch.
As everybody knows who comes to see me play, they know that I need to be well lubricated.
Yes.
Right,
like a well-oiled machine.
There's a T-shirt there somewhere.
All right, so here's what I'd like to do. Let's do a song. So, by the way, I don't know if everybody in visual land has seen it, but Captain Ringo has a new toy. And what is it, Captain Ringo? As a way of introduction.
I don't know. You guys put me on the spot with breaking the new toy, and it's a cajon drum.
It's a drum.
But it's like a rum barrel. Pretty cool.
Well,
It's
here's
so
the deal.
cool.
So here's what I'm going to do, Brad. I'm going to do one of the songs on the record. It's called Rum and Reggae, and I just kind of think it's apropos tonight because that cinnamon CODE Rum shot was delicious, and so I'd like to do kind of. Oh my God, you're making me nervous. What is that? Oh, okay. He's elevating. He's elevating his cajon. You can't say that every day.
That's true.
So at any rate, Captain brought this in, so he's going to play a little percussion while I do a little reggae groove.
If I'm well lubricated enough.
I am going to get my guitar in tune.
I love it. Do
because
that.
I'm tuned up.
Get in there. Do that. We're gonna get a tune from John McDonald. I'm gonna stop crying over here. I don't know what's going on.
He gets so emotional.
I know. I get so emotional. You listen, you guys. After John's song, we're going to have a chat with Chip Bell about the Jake Sullivan Booze Cruise coming up.
All right, here we go. Tonight we're gonna solve the whole world's problems. We'll dissolve them in a tropic state of mind. It's getting time to get back to simplicity. Back to you and me, leave the mainland world behind. The future's far away. Let's live just for today. Woo! And reggae, a simpatico, rum and reggae, liberate our soul. Rum and reggae will intoxicate. We can dance away all our pain and sorrow. Rum and reggae, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh. Rum and reggae, yeah, yeah, yeah. In the glow of the tiki light, you look so beautiful. Tonight the moon is full to remind us where we are. Let's follow the equator, sailing round the sun. Can you hear the drum taking us to the stars? All we need tonight to get our compass right. Woo! Rum and reggae, our simpatico. Rum and reggae, liberate our soul. Rum and reggae will intoxicate. We could dance away all our pain and sorrow. Rum and reggae, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh. Rum and reggae, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh. My tie liberates. The bass line reverberates, the message resonates. The Rasta man incantates, fit and body communicates. Lift me up to levitate, our heartbeat motivates. Love and peace illuminates. Rum and reggae, woo! I'll sing had to go. Rum and reggae, liberate our soul. Rum and reggae, we'll intoxicate. We could dance away all our pain and sorrow. Rum and reggae, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, rum and reggae, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, rum and reggae, ooh, rum and reggae.
This is the first time I've ever played this thing.
Yeah. How does it feel, Ringo?
Feels like a good seat.
Nice. Great job. I love that song. I do.
And you guys can buy that video on eBay starting first thing tomorrow morning.
You know what? All right, 20-second story. True story, since you mentioned eBay. So, very true story. A friend of mine, well, let me just be honest. My older brother.
First of all, whenever I start saying true story, but first let me be honest. Are you a pirate?
So, true story. My brother said, listen, I want to help you out. He bought a dozen CDs, and I sent them to him in Boston. True story. You're going to have a go. So, at any rate, he got the envelope. It was all taped up. There was one CD in it. I said, what are you talking about? I sent you a dozen. You wanted a dozen CDs. True story. Just out of a lark, I went on eBay. Guess what? Islandology. There was 11 copies on eBay.
No.
True story. And they were
No
selling them.
way.
Oh, yeah. These are, oh, my God, for $20 a pop. I wasn't even charging $20.
So somebody intercepted your records.
Absolutely. 1,000%.
Okay.
That was nice of them to at least send one to your brother.
Let me tell you what.
No,
That was
wait.
what killed me. He got one CD, and oh my God! And I actually went to the local post office. We're in Melbourne, West Melbourne to be specific.
I'm
Yes.
feeling guilty now.
Oh.
Ringo, do you have something to confess?
Now you tell me.
It wasn't me.
But anyway, neither here nor there. So, if anybody wants to pay double for my CD and I don't see a cent for it, go to eBay.
Oh, man.
Remember
Find Islandology.
Brian, remember my eBay story? As I posted on Facebook a few years back, where somebody was selling bootleg CODE Rum T-shirts. And I've never produced a CODE Rum hoodie. And there's a company out of China. They had
That's
CODE
right.
Rum shirts.
I remember that.
Because I did a shirt, Code Enforcement, Flask Force. They're selling Code Enforcement shirts and Code Rum hoodies on eBay.
I do remember that.
And when we sponsored the NASCAR Ryan C., the NASCAR driver, they had the hero cars, and they're selling those on eBay as well.
So, Brad,
Out of China.
so check this out. Here's one of my thoughts. It was quite a while ago, and I've been just too busy to deal with it. I went to the post office, blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking seriously, I might have Donna do this. Said, I'll tell you what. All right, you got 11 CDs. I'll give you $3 a pop and see what happens and see if we get their address.
You never know. You might figure it out.
All right, give me
People
these.
have been bought for less.
I'll give you $20. Send me my goddamn CDs back, you.
You pirate.
You pirate. That's exactly right. All right. Listen, you guys. Let's see. Where are we at here? I do have Chip Bell is on the line.
Oh, my Lord.
He's in the queue here. So we're gonna turn over to that. We're gonna talk to Chip Bell about the Jake Sullivan Booze Cruise here. Let me pop over and get Chip on the line here.
You got to remember, Chip's probably freezing his ass off because
It's
he's up in the
Where's Chip
Mid-Atlantic and he's in He's in Western Pennsylvania. So,
Chip, welcome to the JNC Live podcast. You are on the air with us. How are you doing, man?
Good, Brad. How are you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for joining us. And thanks for all the amazing novels that you put out there. I love the vibe. I've not now seeing all of the novels that you have available. I'm gonna have to get in because I'm looking for my now that we have fake fall here in Florida, the weather dropped to 10 degrees, and now we're all wearing UGG boots and parkas. And
Some of us are barefoot.
And it's time for us to get to our escapism novels. And so I'm going to be checking out your entire catalog there.
Because, Chip, you're like a novelty.
Ringo.
He's been called
Very
a lot
good.
worse. He's
Very
a lawyer
good.
too, you know.
Thank you.
He's been called a
Yeah.
lot worse, right, Chip?
Oh, a lot, yeah, much worse. Much worse, many more times.
Heard that.
Well, it's 33 degrees here and it's snow flurrying, so
No, come on.
Oh.
It's
Three.
Are you serious, Chip?
Is that Fahrenheit?
it's wonderful. It's just wonderful.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, it's only October, for God's sake.
Wonderful until you have to go and shovel the stoop out there, I imagine.
Well, here's the thing. It's western Pennsylvania, so in 2 days it's going to be 76 and sunny.
Oh, yeah, so it'll all melt away and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, Chip, we got you on the line, man. Tell us a little bit about the Jake Sullivan cruise coming out. This wonderful booze cruise you've put together, and that's happening just in a few weeks here.
Yeah, it's going to be one of the mornings of Meeting of the Minds. John and Joe Downing are going to take some folks out on a boat, have a little brunch, few drinks, have some music, and I decided to get together with John and sponsor it, and I think they're going to have a good time. I, of course, will be working. I'll be at the mini mart at the Meeting of the Minds selling my books, but they'll have a good time.
Well, let me ask you this, Chip. With John and Joe Downing taking them out on the boat, will they be bringing them back?
Oh, on a 3-hour
Well-
tour.
Here's the thing, since I'm a lawyer, I drafted one of those agreements that I don't have anything to do with this.
That small print.
Smart.
I have no liability whatsoever, so they can do whatever they'd like to do. I think it'll be okay, but you never know.
I just met Joe Downing a few weeks back at the riverboat cruise, and I'm not sure about that. But no, Joe's awesome. If he's listening, Joe, love you, man.
YOLO, brother. My brother.
That's right.
You only live once.
So, Chip, tell us a little bit about Jake Sullivan, because my initial looking, I was like, I didn't know if it was a tribute cruise to somebody or whatnot, but Jake Sullivan is actually a character in your novels. So tell us a little bit about Jake Sullivan and what he's doing in all these books that you've written.
Well, I decided in 2010 that I wanted to write a book. I always wanted to, so I decided to. I did. I love Key West, love the Caribbean, so I figured that would be the location. I made him a lawyer to begin with, but I didn't want it to be courtroom drama. So I had him get booted from the federal prosecutor's office in Miami. He drifted down to Key West, got involved in some salvage operation stuff. And then one night he discovers there's this plot going on, which leads him to become sort of a friend with the President of the United States, who then becomes his troubleshooter and goes on all these adventures through the islands, Key West, South America, Paris. All the books have Jimmy Buffett song titles as their titles.
I love
So like
that
where he
too.
went to Paris,
That's awesome.
he goes to Paris, So, but my books they always have like a historical context. I find some old legend. I find some old pirate story, and then I bring it up to the present time. And there's 20 of them now. I've done 20 of them in 12 years. So I just enjoy it. It's just been a blast. It's been a fun time working with John. He's wrote a couple songs based upon my books. I met him when he was in Pittsburgh. Actually, we ran into each other. I used to go to his shows. Basically, just introduced ourselves. And it's the way things seem to work in the world of trop rock and Jake Sullivan trop rock stories that I next met him on a bar stool in Captain Tony's down in Key West.
Imagine that.
And we just sort of got together.
At least there was no alcohol involved. Oh, just kidding.
Oh, no, none that night that I can remember.
Let me guess. John couldn't find his drink.
I did not know,
You know what?
He
He was
was
sitting
at
on a
that
bar
point.
under his arm.
Oh my God. There you go.
You're never going to live it down, John.
Where'd you guys find it at?
Where are my nuts?
Chip? So I did, obviously, the first thing that I recognized, just kind of like perusing through your website and such, is that your novels, as you mentioned, are named after giant Buffett hits, and I think
Right.
20 novels. 20
crazy.
novels. I've been trying to work on one novel for a decade.
Same.
I cannot
hello.
pull it together. How do you pull, like, what, you don't have to give away all your secrets, but what is one piece of advice that you would give to an author or an aspiring author to get through one book?
Just, you know what? There's different people who like to do it different ways. I know people who have to write 1,000 words a day, or they have a plan like that and they do it and they stick to it. I have my other career as an attorney, and I'm a grandparent and take a lot of activities with my grandchildren. So for me, I didn't want it to be another job. For me, it's fun. So I basically dictate my books after I get my ideas and everything together on the weekends. And my secretary types them up. I edit them. My daughter, who, thank goodness I love to work with, she does all the technological stuff, putting them on Amazon and everything else. And I do 2 a year, one in the spring and one in the fall. And that's a schedule I pretty much kept to. And, you know, I'll keep doing it as long as it's fun and I can get to do these kind of things with John and everything else. And when it becomes work, I'll quit.
There you,
That's
I totally
awesome.
get that.
And-
That's
and shout out to
cool.
shout out to kids and grandparents, because I'm a granddad too. It's one of my greatest accomplishments. And I don't mean this in the wrong way, but if you find time to write 20 books, you must be a horrible attorney.
Well, I like to think that I'm a good, quick attorney.
Oh, see, you just
I need to
knocked
get your
it out.
number.
Yeah, I'm a trial lawyer. I try cases where people who are injured in various ways, usually a lot of medical malpractice, and
There you go.
I used to do 200 files a year. Maybe now I do 15.
Good for
I
you.
guess I'm
That's awesome.
semi-retired. I don't
That
know.
is so cool, man.
No. For Chip, what has happened? Like music is very therapeutic. I think for Chip, writing his books and immersing himself, and he does at every destination. You know, he'll go into the culture and he'll do research. But Chip, I think it's kind of therapeutic for you at this point, isn't it? On some level.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. I guess it's therapeutic. It's something I truly enjoy, and I have met so many people doing this that I never would have met otherwise in my life.
Yep.
I've gone places I probably never would have gone in my life, and it's just opened up, you know, the world of trop rock, for example, and my involvement with that. It's just been a blast. I mean, it really has. I enjoy the hell out of it. And while we're talking about trop rock, I have to tell you this about John, because he won't say it himself.
Last
year was the first time. Last year was the first time that anyone was ever nominated for 8 Trop Rock Music Association awards.
8.
Now another person has been nominated for 8 this year, but it once again is John McDonald.
That's
See?
incredible.
You're
Nobody else.
working on your own record there, John.
That's it.
Well, you know, I essentially compete with myself. You know.
And that's awesome. Shout out to you, man, because not only are you doing
Thank
what
you,
you
Chip.
love to do, you're leaving a legacy for your grandkids with the stuff you're writing. And
Whoa! Wait a second. What?
what?
Not you.
Not you.
Oh! I thought. Wait a second. I have evaded
Not
that.
You.
Oh my God!
You're
This
leaving
is.
a legacy for your grandkids. You're doing what you love to do. You're leaving something for them that they can cherish for generations. And you know, you're talking about, because I always wanted to write a book. I'm a fellow. Well, once you're a treasure diver, you're always a treasure hunter. And I was going to write a book called My Life's a Wreck, about my time on different
that's pretty
shipwrecks
good.
and
That's a
stuff.
concept album. Are you kidding?
It is.
Chip, we have a new concept here.
But what deterred
I
me was
see.
you said some people try to make a plan to write 1,000 words a day or something. I don't even know 1,000 words. I'm like,
In total.
so I'm like, well, dude, there goes my dream of writing a book.
That's okay. A lot
You
of
can
those
do
words
it.
are
You can
the-
do it like me. Just do it like me then.
A lot of exclamation points.
No. Chip. Captain Ringo came up with a new term tonight,
I did.
and you did, and you told me before. It was you're thinking about adding a new flavor to your lineup, coconut. And what was?
Code Canut.
Okay, well there you go.
C-O-D-E-S.
And who
I can
says
do
There you
that.
go.
Code Canut?
I can make up words.
And that
Like elevator. I can do that all day long.
Well, you know.
well,
A
Chip,
book writing it is.
tell us a little bit about this Jake Sullivan booze cruise coming up, man. When is it, and where can we go and hang out? Did we already cover this? I don't think we did.
No, not yet, Brad.
Some of it.
But let's definitely.
No,
put
We
it up
did.
there.
I don't know where you were, but we'll do it again.
John,
for you.
it's November 3rd, right? Thursday.
That is great. It's Thursday during Meeting of the Minds. We're
That's
gonna.
right.
It's a brunch
Right.
cruise. It's an open bar, as much as you want to drink and as much food as you want to have. So once again, it's myself and it's Joe Downing, our good friend, great songwriter from Jacksonville. And hey, people have a lot of choices during that week down in Key West, and there's a lot of great stuff. And but the Jake Sullivan cruise, as I said to Joe, what could go wrong on a 3-hour tour?
Exactly. Well, Chip, give us your shameless plugs, man. Where can we find your books? Anything that the listeners should be looking out for, and websites or other various locations to find your products and get a hold of these wonderful books that you've written.
You can find them at www.chipbellauthor.com. That's my website. Also, everything's on Amazon. I have an author's page on Amazon. And the books are all available in paperback, Kindle, and they're also all audiobooks.
Audiobooks.
I love
now
the
you're
audio.
now you're speaking my lingo.
And
Ringo lingo.
John and I here, every time I write a book lately, he wants to write a song about it. So we're going to keep doing that, I think, for a while, too.
we might do a whole concept album
that.
based on. I don't know if this would be quite accurate, Chip, but I kind of think of Jake as the tropical James Bond in a sense. You know, he's on all these adventures in incredible locations.
I agree, and I appreciate that. I
Wonderful.
live vicariously through him.
Don't we all?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel
Well,
like I'm gonna live vicariously.
Let's face it, it's going to be a long season for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So anything you can do to escape the goddamn gray.
Especially going up against the Dolphins this weekend.
Oh.
So by the way, I lived in Pittsburgh for 25 years, and
Sorry about that.
it's an. I'll tell you what, it's an absolutely beautiful city. People do not. It is dramatically different than what it used to be. Chip, correct?
Absolutely.
I went to the old Three River Stadium.
Did
when it
you?
was back across from the Pittsburgh Hilton. I went there for a parenting conference years ago. I actually got on the field because they thought I was a photographer. I got press credentials on Friday when I was taking pictures of the stadium.
I would have suggested you were the
And,
tight end, but you know.
Hey.
Whoa! Damn, Tex, am I bleeding? Anyway,
You've
back
caught
to
a
the
few.
regular scheduled program.
Guess it's better than being a wide receiver.
I got to check it out, the Three River Stadium, and yeah, it was awesome. And we walked across from the Pittsburgh Hilton, right across the Three River Stadium, which is no longer there. They demolished
It
it.
was demolished.
I
and
got
it's now.
stadium. It was
It
cool.
used to be Heinz Field, and now some insurance company called AccuSure or something like that has bought it.
Yeah, something like that.
Say that.
Yeah.
Say that 5 times easily. Oh dear God! But PNC Field, wow, it's just
When it was Hinesville, the team was slow good.
anticipation is.
Anyway,
Well, Chip, at any rate, Chip, good to
thank
hear from you, brother.
Thank you so much for calling in, man. Really appreciate it. I can't wait to dive into your collection of books, man. I love that stuff, and I will be checking that out. And we'll catch you down at Meeting of the Minds.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Chip, have
hey,
a
if
good
you ever
one.
get a chance,
Oh,
you want to hear a beautiful song? Listen to John's Monserrat is Calling. He wrote it about my last book, Volcano. It is absolutely enchanting. I really mean it.
all right.
Thank you, brother. Hey, I might have to do it a little bit later on Jams and Cocktails.
You never
There you
know
go.
when may happen. Awesome. Chip Bell, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, guys.
story, huh? Why can't we do stuff like that, Brad?
What's
you never
that?
take me anywhere nice.
Boy, to put out 2 books a year on a consistent basis like that, I mean, that takes a lot of discipline.
You guys,
That's not fun.
True
Yeah,
story.
we don't
I've
have
been
that
working on the
discipline
same
in Florida.
book
No, we
for
don't.
years, a decade now.
You and me both.
I can't
You and me
can't
both,
do it. I
brother.
can't figure it out. Unreal.
We should start a writing class.
I mean, perhaps.
Flash fiction, really short fiction. You know, it's like
Remember,
songwriting.
I said on the show before I was going to do a book about. I was going to write a book about things I should have done. I was going to call it my ought to biography. I got ought to do
All
this.
day,
Ought
every
to do
day.
that.
Very
Can't-
aspirational.
can't-
Thank you very much.
Oh, you guys. I think where am I at here?
What do we have on the agenda, Brad?
Oh, yes. So since we're on the talking point of cruises, Ringo, do you want to talk to us a little bit about the Parrot Heads and Pirate Heads Party in Paradise cruise? Another plosive.
It's easy to say after you've said it 1,000 times.
I know. Tell us a little bit about this cruise. Right after this, you guys, we're going to debut and premiere John McDonald's CODE Rum.
So excited
music
about
video.
that.
But yeah, we need to talk about this cruise here.
Yes.
So cool.
So, Brad, as you know, I with my dear friend, author of Black Sail 1715, Alan Baylog, we did a pirates cruise when the ship, which is now the Margaritaville at Sea, was the Grand Classic. We did a pirates cruise, booked about 50 cabins. It was great. We're going to make it an annual event, but COVID hit and changed the world. So during that downtime, they revamped the ship, they remodeled it. It became the Margaritaville at Sea. And I was looking back into getting back into more events, which I'm doing now. And I was looking at the Pirates cruise, and I'm like, well, now it's Margaritaville at Sea. So I'm like, why just Pirates? Make it the Pirates and Parrot Heads Party in Paradise cruise, which the longest name of any event I've ever done, but you call it PIP for short. And so I started putting the ideas together, and Sam Densler, who did the Mermaids and Pirate Festivals in Punta Gorda, I knew him. So in putting this event together, I spoke to Harry Tiefert.
Harry.
From Radio A1A, and he's like, dude, if you're doing this cruise, I got a perfect guy for you, Jesse Rice, which I've heard of Jesse Rice, but I never really knew him. And I started listening to more of his stuff. I'm like, that's the perfect performer for this Pirates in Paradise cruise. And Party in Paradise cruise.
Pirates,
and
Parrot Heads, Party,
Jesse
all the paradise.
Is like a country guy. If you don't know Jesse Rice, he co-wrote with Chase Rice for Florida Georgia Line the song Cruise. Huge hit. And he did a series of CDs called the Pirate Sessions, and where he sings about rum, pirates, treasure,
cool, great
treasure
songwriter,
diving,
man.
Key West,
Cool
the
stuff.
islands, everything. I'm like, that is the perfect artist to headline this cruise. So I reached out to the cruise line and said, hey, it's me. They go, Ringo? I'm like, yeah, that's me.
Hello, Margaret.
And, yes,
It's
hello,
me.
Margaret.
It's me, Margaret.
Margaretville. And so we started putting together the Party in Paradise cruise, and I was dealing directly with Tamara from Margaritaville, the branding and stuff, and they're awesome to work with. And so we started putting together this cruise. I brought in guys like John, Sam Densler, who was good friends with Jesse Rice, and these other trop rock artists saying, look, I'm looking to put this cruise together. Everybody got behind me on board with it, including the cruise line, and we started, including yourself, doing the graphics for me and everything.
Oh,
So we came with the Pirates and Parrot Heads Party in Paradise cruise, which is taking place January 13th through 15th on the Margaritaville at Paradise, Margaritaville at Sea Paradise cruise ship, leaving out of the Port of Palm Beach on January 13th, going to Grand Bahama Island. And each night on the cruise, we're doing a private party headlined by Jesse Rice. We're talking to John Patty, John McDonald, T.J. Brown, Kenny Chesney. I threw that name in there. It's not Kenny Chesney. Probably won't make it on the boat, but anyway,
maybe next year.
No shoes on
maybe
that
next
cruise.
year. And so along with the regular cruise stuff that they're doing, we're doing these intricate private party, exclusive private parties each night, Friday and Saturday night of the cruise. Well, we're going to have limbo contests, hula hoop contests, pirate costume contests, and it's the theme is pirates and parrot heads. So if you got pirate garb, bring it. Wear your Hawaiian shirt, your coconut bras. That's why we're just like this, although we just like this all the time. And we're doing, all different costume contests, hula hoop contests, limo contests, talk like a pirate contest. We're doing the hot winch dance off and just some fun stuff. And the Michael App Jr. Have a Heart Foundation is the charity for the cruise. So we're doing a 50-50 raffle. Jason Keller, which I have the painting here, but it's not completely done. Show you guys after the show. They're going to be the charity. We're trying to raise funds for their cause, which is amazing. You can find it on our Facebook page, Pirates in Paradise Facebook page. And the cruise is just going to be awesome. We're working on another aspect of it where we're doing a tropically impaired island beach party on the Grand Bahama Island, and still working out the details, but we're looking at going to Pirates Cove. It's one of the venues over there. They do ship excursions for $150, $200, but we're looking at doing a party on the island, $50 a person.
At Pirates Cove?
Yes, at Pirates Cove.
Wow.
Perfect fit. I met with the GM there a couple weeks ago. I had to take that cruise just to check it out.
Oh, yes. Rough.
And
That must have been rough. Geez,
Yes.
boy, what
It was
research you
rough.
have to do. That's
I
really.
got tan. I had to drink their rum drinks. But transportation to and from the ship's like $15 each way, $30. So for $50, we may do this party. Have guys from Tropical and Parrot come over, do some giveaway stuff with their T-shirts and hats and koozies and everything. So you'll in that island party, which will include your transportation to and from the ship, entry into Pirates Cove, which is usually like $12, burgers, hot dogs, French fries, and you get a yellow bird drink or a Bahama Mama, include a cocktail and stuff. So I'm working out the details for that. But the cruise itself is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm so excited, man. We had such a great time on the last one, and this one's just going to be so dope.
Yeah,
really excited.
And leading up to the cruise, we're doing a event at the Twisted Tuna in Jupiter, November 12th, and Mr. Jesse Rice is going to headline that as well. And that's going to be, if you know the Twisted Tuna in Jupiter, go to our Facebook page, Party in Paradise Facebook page, or the Johnny Ringo Facebook page, or John McDonald, or Brad Brock, or Kenny Chesney's Facebook page. Any of them, you can check it out. We're doing a
co-host on the event.
We're doing a pre-cruise dinner and concert at the Twisted Tuna upstairs, little private room, which is going to include a couple drinks, appetizers, which is going to be like chicken fingers, conch chowder, or conch fritters.
They're conch. By the way, their conch fritters at the Jupiter Twisted Tuna are on another planet. They're so good, so good.
They really are. Crab cakes and all this stuff, and then the dinner's going to be, we're doing a chicken dish. We're doing pork tenderloin. We're doing tropical mahi, vegetables, island rice, and dessert. We're doing the CODE Rum cakes for dessert. And it's gonna be awesome. Jesse Rice is gonna play.
Island rice, Jesse Rice.
Island rice.
What else?
Jesse
What else
Rice.
That would be nice.
That's gonna be a very rice night.
Boy, that's I'll tell you what. That's you got the thing with Jesse the
You'll all
Twisted
get
Tuna,
all lubricated.
and then of course, and then in January, that's a lot of stuff going on.
I know. So the pre-cruise party's in
Damn.
November. The cruise itself in January is $229 a person, plus your port fees and taxes, like another $118. And it's just gonna be a good time. And
Yeah,
Margaritaville's big
we'll
behind
put,
this thing, and they're awesome to work with, dude.
Yeah, they're
The cruise line's awesome to work with. I went on it twice in the last 2 weeks just to check it out because it's part of my job.
Well, of
Yes,
course,
yeah, I gotta tell
twice in the last 2 weeks. There you
It
go.
was fun.
There he goes bragging
appetizers for
again.
the pre-cruise party at the Twisted Tuna. If you guys haven't been to the Twisted Tuna, you got to check it out. They've got just everything about them's good, including their Ringo ring toss boards that they have there outside. Chicken fingers, bacon wrapped shrimp. I forgot.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
Doing those, and of course Jesse's going to be playing, and it's just going to be a fun time. Life's short, man. You got to get out and have a good time.
Hey, he's by the way,
100%.
I believe he has 5 CDs called the Pirate Sessions.
The
He
fifth
told
one's
us he
coming
was
out.
working on another one.
Yeah,
We may debut it at one
Great
of these
stuff,
events.
man.
You never know.
And the thing about it, when I was chatting with him, is like, he's into the pirate thing, the history.
Yes, when Harry Tieford had me reach out to him, and I reached out to him through Sam Densler and his wife Gina, and I'm like, he's singing about my life, pirates, treasure hunting,
rum.
rum. And I told Sam, I'm like, dude, this guy, first of all, he sings about rum. I own a rum company. He sings about treasure diving. I was a treasure diver. That's what I did for 4 years of my life. And so I talked to Sam. I said, tell him, look, if he wants to headline this cruise for me, I'll take him treasure diving on actual shipwreck. And Brad accompanied us on that thing the first time we met Jesse. We went out with Captain Bill Black, Josh Fisher, Mel Fisher's grandson, and we actually took Jesse treasure diving, and it was awesome. He was just the most down-to-earth, coolest dude ever, man. We had such a good time.
Well, y'all live to tell about it, so thank
we did
God.
what to tell about, so something must have went wrong because normally trips don't go that smooth. But it was so cool, and he is like the perfect fit to do that. And plus, other people were bringing on board. John Patty, still drummer. It was phenomenal when we hung out with Donnie Brewer and stuff at Brian Burns' event in Jacksonville. The Musicale the Friday night before everything else kicked off, and it's just gonna be awesome.
It's going to be
I'm
so
excited
good.
about it.
I'm going to put all the links, of course, to
All the links. There's like 20 of
tickets
them.
for the pre-party, tickets to the actual cruise to get on there and on the private parties there. All that'll be available on the forever uploads of this video. Plus, you can go to jncpodcast.com, and we'll have that there for you as well. Any other websites where they can go and see this stuff?
Well, they did
Ringo?
check out our boys at Tropically and Parrot, who's going to be hosting
you
the
go.
island party. They're also they're presenting sponsor for the pre-cruise dinner and concert
Nice.
at Twisted Tuna. And they'll be there. I believe they'll be on hand with some merchandise for sale. And also at the pre-cruise party, everybody that buys a ticket gets a chance. They get a raffle ticket for a chance to win a free cruise for the Party in Paradise cruise
What?
in January. It's like a $750 value.
Well, I'm glad that I've already bought my ticket.
That's
Wow.
Not even
You're
on
in.
sale yet. I've already bought my ticket.
At the Twisted Tuna, huh?
Yes.
Twisted
So yeah,
Tuna.
it's going to be cool. It's going to be cool. So check out tropicalandparrot.com.
Nice.
And yeah, it's and the theme for the Twisted Tuna event is going to be island apparel as well. You know, wear your tropical stuff and
Yeah.
Well, it's good that we're all already in line with
Yeah.
that.
So, by the way,
Yes.
as I said,
except for Ellie.
I think
Which
this
are free.
It's cold over here.
well,
That's
I
fair.
cold
Well-
over here.
we're going to break ground, I think, a little bit on this cruise, which the Capt has put together, because, you know, you got your pirate heads, the people who are into the pirate subculture, and of course there's an overlap with the parrot heads, but I mean, who has really brought into modern music the theme of pirates more effectively than Jimmy Buffett? So
Exactly.
it kind of all works synergistically. It works together.
I
That's
think,
the other
I
thing
think it's
about-
going to be great.
About Justin and I ties together is Brad, you know, I started a Pirate Head social group back in like
Yeah.
2009.
Yeah.
And we did weekend getaways, theme parties. We've done all this cool stuff. Well, Jesse Rice's fan page is Pirate Heads Jesse Rice fans. I'm like, dude, so if any of my Pirate Heads listening, then I want you over to Jesse Rice Pirate Head fans and join his fan page because it's awesome. We're all connected by spirit and
Spirits.
spirits. I found your drink faster than
Thank you
did.
for finding my Yeti, Captain.
So yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Life's short. Let's have some fun. Come out
Well,
to the
you know, it's like the thing about as I said, you know, the thing about CODE Rum is that Johnny embodies kind of the free spirited, passionate nature of pirates as we imagine them. So
100%.
you know,
Absolutely.
it kind of all works together. So that's one of the things I kind of picked up on when we initially started working together and doing some events, and then, you know, 10 mango mojitos later, it's like, wow, this is really good.
That's the way it works. That's the way it works.
If you're gonna talk the talk, you gotta walk the plank.
Right? All right, you guys. Well, the time has come, the moment that you've been waiting for. Thank you so much for being so patient and listening to all the things that we want to talk about. Very exciting stuff, you know. Check out the things that we're talking about tonight and get involved with us because we'd love to meet you in real life or meet you again and reconnect. A lot of cool stuff. The world is opening back up, and we want you to come and be a part of the things that we're doing. This, you guys, is the world premiere of the music video for John McDonald's single CODE Rum, which I'm a huge fan of. I don't know about you guys, but
I kind of like it
but,
myself.
it's pretty good. Pretty good. So kick back, have a drink in your hand. This is CODE Rum.
Please have a drink in your hand.
Please have a drink
Please
in your
drink
hand.
the drink.
If you have two hands, use them both.
Check it out, you guys.
Everybody got a code of life they live by every day. Down in the Keys we have a whole new way of thinking. Every sunset is a calling for a mojito holiday. Any reason for a party we'll be bringing, like a pirate singing out cold rum, living life as it comes. Every little thing will be alright. Cold rum, take your place in the sun. Get your pirate on, free your spirit tonight. If you wake up on a Monday thinking that your Friday's out of sight, remember rules are for the breaking, and you're a pirate in the the making. Everybody's saying now, oh, rum, living life as it comes. Every little thing will be alright. Oh, rum, take your place in the sun. Get your pirate on, free your spirit tonight. We're diving into life, deep as an ocean. Soaking up the sunset for Kokomo to Boca Raton. Tonight is right to get the music in motion. The good times are coming on. The good times are coming on. Oh, rum, living life as it comes. Every little thing will be alright. Oh, rum, take your place in the sun. Get your pirate on, free your spirit tonight. Cold rum, living life as it comes. Every little thing will be alright. Cold rum, take your place in the sun. Get your pirate on, free your spirit tonight.
All right. We are back. That was CODE Rum, the music. Another round of applause. So good. So, what I love about it, you guys, is there's so many familiar faces in that video. So many of the pirates I recognize from the pirate crew that follows around the Treasure Coast, the Misfit Pirates, right? Yeah, and it's so cool to see that, and the filming was so well done. So we'll talk a little bit about that. The guys are coming back in, and we all went and freshened up our drinks. But I want to talk a little bit about the company that filmed it. It was so good. Like, it was so
That was, oh my God.
filmy,
Like
Like,
it
is
did
that a
on
word?
purpose or something.
It's a filmy. Well, both of you. God, you guys are really creative. I'll tell you. There's no, well, actually, the genius behind it is our good friend Dan Jones up at Cocoa Beach Productions. Dan and I worked together on a lot of videos and different stuff, and it's funny. We ended up shooting that at the Old Fish House in Grant, kind of the
Such
very
a cool place,
It
man.
is, and
We
know,
got to
it's-
talk about them a little bit.
Yeah,
in
great.
a
Well,
little
great
bit.
Well,
place.
definitely.
But I said to the captain, after the fact, I would have liked to do this on like some kind of boat or ship, like in St. Augustine they have these really cool pirate boats. But so logistically, we pulled it off. But the Old Fish House is just pleasantly rustic, and it was actually a good place to shoot it. And we and our good friend Gary Haas, the Mad Hatter, who puts on a great pirate event every year at Squid Lips. We contacted him.
Squid
and
Lips in Melbourne. He does
that's
it,
right, in Melbourne, and it's a great event. And it's like
I think Gary's been doing that. The Mad Hatter's been doing that for like 19 years.
Well, he's been doing it, and he's built it up. And I know when Donna and I stopped there after a gig one day, he was doing it, and he does it every year. We met, and again, it's another thing that I've learned over the last couple of years. Meeting the captain and drinking CODE Rum, and people came from out of state, from Texas to different places to go to his pirate themed event, and so he helped us promote this. We brought a lot of people. Ringo brought we had a lot of Treasure Coast
We had
pirate heads.
The Misfit Pirates were there.
Yeah, I was just before you guys were refilling. I was just telling the ladies here, like, so many familiar faces for our Treasure Coast pirate crew, the Misfit Pirates.
And you recognize them with all their stuff on.
It's so wild.
Oh dear
man.
God! Some of them. I'll tell you what a crew that is, and who's the guy that showed up with the big parrot? He dresses up. I've seen
he's
him
with
around.
The, Space Coast Parrot
he
heads.
he wouldn't let me pat his parrot.
Real.
But
How's that?
sometimes people don't want you to touch their bird, man.
Yeah, man. You
No,
just-
I didn't want to
Birds of a
ruffle any
feather.
feathers, but I said,
it's funny. Gary Haas. When the first time I met Gary was probably 8 or 10, 12 years ago, way before CODE Rum was thought of. And I actually met prior to that, maybe my dear friend Todd McNeil, who I love to death,
Great guy.
up in
Todd.
Cocoa. Todd's awesome. Todd, if you're listening, you will be. And he did it at the Cocoa Beach Pier in Cocoa Beach, and Todd was security, and it was one of the best
But that would make me feel secure. When Todd does security, that would make me feel secure. No.
Yeah, right.
You all got to come down to the East Coast of Florida and hang with us between the Space Coast and Treasure Coast.
Absolutely. But it was at the Cocoa Beach Pier, which now is something else, but it was just a really cool pirate party and stuff, and met some cool people that I'm still friends with today. But yeah, he does a really great pirate party every year, annual thing.
That's awesome.
He's actually joining us on our, which we hadn't touched on, but the Pirate Quest and Pirate Bash and Quest for Key West coming up the end of this month.
Todd's coming this year?
No, but Gary is.
Oh, Gary.
Gary is the first one he's making this year.
Oh, my God. Well, that's great because I'll be there. And it just so happens
you're performing there.
I know. I have to go. It just so happens Gary is calling in right now.
Well, how
oh my
about that?
God!
Yeah, so we're
what
gonna
a coinky dink.
Mental telepathy.
We're gonna pull Gary on the line here. I don't have a.
You know, a lot of do people realize how many pleasantly bizarre people there are in the state of Florida, particularly the East Coast?
I hear Gary Haas been calling all night.
Gary Haas is on the line with us here on the JNC podcast.
Are you on the line, Gary?
Welcome to the show, Gary.
Oh, I was becoming so desperate that
we call him the Mad Hatter. He's known as the Mad Hatter.
The Mad Hatter. Forgive me.
I figured that was a plug for me to go. That was encouragement for me to go ahead and call now because the clock was running.
No, I'm glad that you called in, and welcome to the show, man. I've been a fan of your various pub crawls and events. I've joined in a couple of them. It's been a few years, but I live in the Treasure Coast, and but anytime I get up to the Space Coast area, I try to get involved in some of your pub crawls, man. So thank you for joining us. I'm so stoked to hear that you're going to come down and join us for the Quest for Key West this coming weekend.
Absolutely, yes.
Awesome.
I'm having
awesome.
back-to-back weekend pub crawls all month long. I'm looking forward to going down there and just screwing off.
Oh my God,
Gary, everybody can hear you, right?
That's how I feel.
But the guy who organizes pub crawls, hey, by the way, when exactly do you do your annual pirate thing at Squidlips in Melbourne?
Basically, the next one will be on February 18th.
Okay.
And you all are welcome. And
Midwinter.
hopefully Captain Ringo can show up with some samples of CODE Rum.
There you go.
He might show up.
I do have a comment I have to read real quick. This is from Kimber on YouTube. And she said, Brethren of the Space Coast was there at this event that you were talking about, John, and Kosh is the name of the bird.
Right.
She said,
Oh,
Kosh,
thank you.
She said, Kosh does not like to be touched, but you can hold him on your arm. So that makes sense.
Oh, there you go.
And the
Like
pirate,
me.
yes, the pirate that bird belongs to, his name is Captain Redlegs Greaves.
Oh, okay. All right. Good,
all
good.
coming back to
Okay.
me now.
Oh, great. All right.
Awesome. Well, yeah, there you go. Don't touch his bird.
Well, while
But you can
Gary's
put it
here,
on your arm,
because
yeah.
Gary helped out tremendously with that event at the old
Yeah,
fish
thank you,
house.
Gary.
We've got to
You're-
give the old fish house a shout out because
Get an air horn.
we have a lot of accounts in Florida with the rum company and stuff, and people I've done events with. And I have to say, the old fish house is one of my favorite venues in all of Florida. They're awesome. Tom Morley, the owner, he likes to call it the 5-star dive bar. And they've got really great
I
food.
love Tom's
great
description
service.
of that.
Now, and you know what's amazing about
Very
that
apropos.
place? If you come in on the boat, if you bring seafood in that you catch, they will grill it.
I love that too. I love places
They
that do
will
that.
grill it. I've seen
You
people.
catch it, they grill it. Wow.
Damn right.
Yeah, you catch it, they cook it.
So
But
good.
they're awesome. The staff's awesome, and we always do the thing with the CODE Rum drinks. Wherever you buy a drink, you get a raffle ticket. We give away stuff. All our events. Gary, you've been to every event I think we've ever done at the old fish house, and we've done pirate
Curtain
parties
here.
there outside the music video. We're doing our annual pirate party there for a while. And on a side note to the old fish house, they also, Tom Morley, the owner, has Treasure Coast Getaways. And you guys may have seen on my Facebook page if you follow me or your friends.
The treehouse.
One of my favorite places I've ever stayed in. I've stayed in a lot of places, and this was just this past week. Was the treehouse in Grant, Florida? It's just the coolest spot. It's literally built in a tree, and it's got you walk up
I have
2
got to
flights
go
of
there.
stairs. and then it's the main deck. The main deck. When you walk in, there's a sleeper sofa, TV, little hallway with the microwave,
The
and
captain
refrigerator,
knows
and the
the place
bathroom.
well.
But then you go up to the third story, and it's just nothing but a big, huge, comfy bed, and that's it. But looking out the 3 wraparound windows, you see nothing but the San Sebastian River.
Yeah, it's
You come out that deck, you walk up to the 4th deck, and there's a cool outdoor shower with bench seating. Shower head comes right out of the tree. I've stayed in a lot of cool places. This is like
I
the
was going to
coolest
say,
places.
Captain, I wish you could give us some more details about this place. I really, I think you know this intimately. And
I can't do that. But along with, because we went with Jesse Rice
Yeah.
and Sam and Gina,
yeah.
we stayed, we put Sam and Gina in the treehouse. And
Yeah.
You came home because you were chicken.
Yeah,
And Jesse
look,
and
come
I
on, man.
stayed-
Sebastian is 30 minutes from my house. I was like, you guys,
Like, what
you
a
guys
hardship.
sleep tight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go sleep in my bed
Yeah.
with,
and you
with
did.
my home
and you beat
girl.
us to the boat the next day.
I did. I was the
we
first
were like 10
one.
minutes away, and he beat us to the boat.
we're very transparent here on
We are.
Jams
You
and
can see
Cocktails.
right
I'll
through,
tell
you
you.
can see right through us. But anyway, go to treasurecoastgetaways.com. Check out Tucker's Treehouse, the Dillon Cottage, named after the legendary songwriter Mr. Dean Dillon,
Dean Dillon, yeah.
who's dear friends of
Yes,
Tom
yes.
Euler and somewhat of a friend of mine now.
Who wrote Wagon Wheel, among other things, correct?
He wrote
George
Tennessee
Strait
Whiskey.
hit.
Tennessee
He
Whiskey,
wrote Tennessee
yeah.
Whiskey.
Wagon Wheel
Chris
is Dillon.
Stapleton.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
The other
the local.
Dillon.
Oh, wait a second.
Bob
Let
Dylan.
me have another drink here.
This is Dean Dillon.
Oh, wait a second. I'm sorry.
Who,
Oh,
in my
Dean.
opinion, is the greatest country music songwriter that's ever lived.
Like,
Yeah.
how many number
He's
ones with
legend.
George Strait?
God,
Yeah.
so many.
Every one of number one George Strait's number one
Unbelievable.
songs, Dean Dillon. So they got a cottage called the Dillon Cottage, and Tom Euler's awesome. I'm
Great
proud to
place,
call him
man.
my friend and honored. But
I love
the
it
Old
there.
Fish House, go to treasurecoastgetaways.com. Check out their
Treasure
cottages.
Coast
I'd rather
Getaways.
stay in those cottages than a 5-star hotel because I love to cook. Each one comes with a grill. It's like you're living. You're like at home.
Yeah, it's awesome.
They're all on the water. They got fire pits. They got ring toss games. They've got
Damn,
it's
you're like-
awesome.
Man,
It's
here's your
relaxing.
new
It's
career,
the most-
brother.
It's the most
It's a great
chillest
spot to go if you just want to
Travel
get away.
writer right here,
Awesome. I know.
Mr. Captain
It's
Johnny
awesome.
Ringo. There's your
But
next highline, man.
Back to Gary.
Gary, yeah, like give us your shameless plugs, man.
Yes,
How
I'd
do
like to
people get
mention I do
involved
too.
on
do
the things
too.
that you do? Sorry.
I do 2 pirate theme events each year. In addition to the in February the annual pirate costume bash and 1-day pirate festival. In September I do a pirate themed pub crawl in Cocoa Village. We call it I guess the pirate invasion. Anyway, it's if you go to spacecoastpubcrawls.com, spacecoastpubcrawls.com. I bagged that domain a few years ago. I mean, a couple of years ago, basically to
That's
try
a
to
good
promote
bag.
what I do to
That's a good
visitors
bag.
to the Space Coast. Yeah. And if you look on, it's a simple website, but there's a video right on there. If you click on it, there's a video of a previous pirate themed pub crawl that includes we had a drone, a professional videographer do this event, and it was just absolute fun, really enjoyable, and a great promotional stunt for the pub crawls we do. We do different themes too. In March, St. Patty's Day. In Easter, we do Bad Bunny. When I was coming up with some
Bad
video
Bunny, Bad
image,
Bunny.
some imagery for bad. Yeah, the first I went on Google. If you're looking for something like a naughty rabbit or something, like Bugs Bunny or something,
Wow.
and I kept on coming up with page after page after page of this Puerto Rican rapper.
That's exactly right. That's exactly
never
what
heard
you
of
would
the guy.
come up with.
Yeah, Bad Bunny.
He's huge. He's world
great fun.
famous.
So if you're driving on the east coast
He
of
is.
Florida,
He is. Yeah.
around like the Space Coast, maybe a little north south, and you see a vehicle that says the Mad Hatter on the side, you'll know exactly who.
Yeah, I
that
have this
is.
gaudy little Honda Element with that.
I know the
With
Honda
that
Element
advertising.
well.
It runs by battery.
So good.
And so hey
Yeah,
Gary,
there's a
what did you
picture
think?
in the top of my
yeah.
newsletter of it.
Yeah, of course.
As I was cruising down the interstate,
So
one day, somebody was following me, and they took a picture of me. in
Well,
that
of
car.
course, you're very distinct.
That was me, Gary.
let me tell you what, brother. Don't ever rob a bank because it's just you would be too identifiable.
Not in
So,
that
what did you
car.
think of the CODE Rum video?
Absolutely fantastic. And it was an honor and a privilege and a hoot and a holler to be part of that as well.
Thank you
I'm
for your
glad to
help
see
on
that,
that.
my buddy Christine Lacascio was very prominent.
She was very
the,
prominent in it.
the very sexy,
You know,
dark-haired
it's
gal.
really remarkable.
She really
how
set that
many?
video off.
I loved her little. I loved her nose ring, and that was I was immediately
Oh, that was
drawn.
photoshopped.
Yeah, Photoshop.
No, just
How many
kidding.
pirate heads do we have? Well, listen, it's a global thing, but in Florida now. But like on the east coast of Florida, oh my God! You're from Daytona originally. You now
Yes.
live down kind of in West Palm Beach area. Man, there's a lot of pirates.
There's a lot of pirates.
A lot of
That's
pirates.
hard to believe, but Gary, it's always good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, and Gary.
Likewise. Thank you very much for being part of this show.
Real quick, Gary, for someone that does events, Gary does a top-notch job in all of his events. I've always had a great time. They've always been well-organized, well-run. I appreciate your support on my stuff, and I always look forward to your events when I can make them.
Yes.
There's another funny story I was going to tell you about you, Gary, but I can't remember what it is now.
You were probably mildly intoxicated at the time, so sometimes it takes on a life of its own.
But yeah,
I could tell you a few Gary
It'll come
stories,
to me
but
as soon
this
as
is a
as soon as
family
you hang
affair,
up.
so.
But yeah, you're awesome, man. Your pub
It
calls
is?
are one of a kind, and you know what you're doing. And
Thank you.
yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, Gary, we'll see you in Isla Morada, not this weekend, but the following weekend.
Yes.
I'll be down there. The Jams and
Yes,
Cocktails
Brad's
crew will be down
performing
there.
down
I'll be
there.
performing. It's going to be a great time, and I'm glad that you're joining us on that adventure, my friend. And yeah, thanks for calling in,
Absolutely.
brother.
And remember sure. And remember that to err is human, to R is pirate.
I love
Okay,
it.
all right.
Gary Haas, the
saying.
Mad Hatter. Thanks for calling in, man. Love it, you guys. Well, I think that it's high time that we get another song from John McDonald.
Oh, okay. Well, let's.
I think
okay.
it's time.
Well, let me. Let me figure out what the hell I'm going to do here. I mean, we were talking to Ship with a little while ago, and I have written a couple songs based on his books. We're kind of writing a whole concept album, if you will, based on. God, it's time. We could all use a hero now and then, particularly in these days. Okay, let me get him tuned up because I'm not tuned up now. Let me
All
get
right.
tuned up.
All right. So,
In fact, let me lubricate.
Real quick, can we do one more shout out?
yeah, of course.
I'd like to do a shout out to some victims of Hurricane Ian, because they went through a lot. They're still going through a lot, and we had Brian Burns on the show earlier.
Yeah.
and we collaborated on a trop rock fundraiser thing, and John, I don't know how much money we raised over the past.
I'll tell you what, it's almost well. Donnie confirmed it's at least 11,000, and we have some auction items. So I think basically between two successive weekends that we put this together, we did a trop rockathon. And hey, by the way, Captain Ringo, his voiceover went to the UK. Believe it or not.
Wow.
He was on radio with the Brits, and
they thought you were super
I would have
cool with
been
your
curious
accent.
to see how
All
they
I said was,
responded to the
"Hello,
captain.
puppets."
But I think between two weekends we called it the Trop Rockathon, and then our good friends from Trop Rock Strong, Kristen McFadden, Boomer Blake was up in New Jersey, and Donnie was in Texas, and we raised those guys. It was just fabulous the way they did it. It was really fun. But so between two successive weekends, I think we're going to approach about $15,000 perhaps.
Awesome.
And the money goes to the TRMA Artist Relief Foundation and also the Lone Palm Foundation. And because we have a lot of friends over in the Gulf Coast who are needing a lot of help, obviously. But
Yeah.
that's just, we all came together, and Brian came up with the first weekend, and those guys organized the second weekend. And it was just, we all gave a little bit, and so we have some friends who are going to need that and benefit from it.
Yeah, we've done a lot of
Awesome.
things to help. There's still so much more that needs to be done. And, I personally know people over in Fort Myers area. My friends Andy and Michael Clemens, they lost their house. They lost their cars.
They were with us last
on the
year
Pirates
at the Quest for Key West.
Yeah, they were down in
Yeah,
Key
that was the
last
first
week.
time I met them.
They
I
were
can't
with us
believe
on
it.
the first Pirates cruise we did on the Grand Classico, which is not a Margaritaville.
Oh, that's
at
right,
sea.
yeah.
And they're always the first ones to reach out to anybody to help, to lend a hand. So
Really tragic. I've been.
they've got to
if
GoFundMe,
if they're
too.
watching together or if they're watching at all, I've been following their story.
They're awesome people.
We're working on ways to
Andy
help.
Michael Clemens, maybe we could put
So-
a GoFund. They got a GoFundMe link.
Yeah,
and stuff,
I'll link that too.
And mainly because they're always the first one to step up. They're
Seriously,
like
they're
behind the Stiller.
great people.
And we mentioned earlier for the cruise and the pre-cruise party that our charity is the Michael App Jr. Have a Heart Foundation. Taffy Fisher, Mel Fisher's daughter, and his son-in-law Michael Apt, their foundation, they drove an extra truck they had over to Fort Myers for Andy and Michael to use.
I saw that.
You know,
I saw
that's the type
that.
of people in this community that we're all about, that, you know, they went out of their way to just help them out and stuff. And there's just people coming together is just awesome.
It really is.
When you're in dire need, and you don't realize how much you depend on your friends until something tragic like this happens. You
It's
wake
true.
up one day and all your shit's gone.
And that's it. And listen, there's no shame in saying I need help.
Yep.
And you know, and they have like so.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the pride goes out the window when you genuinely need assistance, and it doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
You know, friends are here to help. We were lucky enough to be spared, and that looked like a direct hit for us for a minute here on the Treasure Coast. You know, and we were spared that. So you know, it just all has to be in Florida has been a really cool kind of thing where it's like, you know, you never know who it's going to hit, but when it hits, we're all on board, all hands on deck. So
And it's so funny when the warnings first start happening and you always run to the bathtub like you got dibs on the bathtub. I'm like, dude, relax, bro.
Let me do this. It's called Monserrat is Calling. And in the Emerald Caribbean, there's a dark foreboding place where the ghosts of Pompeii linger in a fiery grave. A volcano hides a history that alone could spark a war. They say that fire is mightier than the sword. There's a cave that holds a darkened past that must be found before the die is cast. Monserrat is calling, the sun above is falling. Is that time to stop the curse before the light goes dark? Freedom's only good as those that keep the candle burning. We don't miss the candle till it goes out. Somewhere deep the lava is about to blow out. Monserrat is calling. It's calling. Hey! The Caribbean needs a hero, but when pirates get their way, will there be a time to find a plunder? If the world is to be saved, this time forgotten emblem of an island holds a map that keeps us safely sailing. Monserrat is calling, the sun above is falling. Is there time to stop the curse before the light goes dark? Freedom's only good as those that keep the candle burning. We don't miss the candle till it goes out. Somewhere deep the lava is about to blow out. Monserrat is calling. It's calling. The course to light can sometimes lead its compass, but it always bends towards justice. Monserrat is calling, the sun above is falling. Is that time to stop the curse before the light goes dark? Freedom's only good as those that keep the candle burning. We don't miss the candle till it goes out. Somewhere deep the lava is about to blow out. Monserrat is calling. It's calling. Monserrat is calling. It's calling. For every good and intentionless and evil.
Oh, Monserrat.
That
What a
was awesome job,
wonderful island.
Yes. We should go tomorrow.
So that is going to be or is a song written for Chip Bell's novel Volcano. And that's a new one that's coming out, right? That's not not out yet, right?
Yeah, it's actually I did actually release it as a single, so we it is kind of out. I think it's now on one of the streaming services and all the various online retailers, Brad. So it was inspired by Volcano, Chip's most recent book, and we're kind of chatting it up. I think I'm going to do a whole concept album on Jake Sullivan. You know,
I love that, and I love the whole idea of Jake Sullivan. You know, the whole idea of a character. Now, there's another kind of escapism author that we know that has a character. Come on, Ringo, help me out here.
We know a few authors. We know we mentioned Alan earlier. Wayne Gales.
Wayne Gales is the author.
Wayne's awesome.
What is his main character in all of his
Captain Ringo?
No.
His main character. That's a good question. He writes about nobody's in Key West. He's got
at any rate, he has a character that is in theme, and it's
Wayne's a good friend, and
it's like loosely based on himself. Yes. And then the future was his son.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Oh, I'm drawing a blank. Wayne, call in 772-888-1596.
I brought a couple cases Calic Gold back from the Bahamas last week when I was there, so they're starting to kick in.
Yep, that's all
Wayne
kicking
Gales,
in here.
G and Gales is
so is that beer, by the way? Is that beer? Or
yes,
it's
beer.
Okay, that's a beer. That's a hell of a koozie,
I made a
too.
BWRUN.
So that's some heavy-duty beer. Let me tell you. Extra strong. It says extra strong.
It'll make you take back things you didn't even steal.
Wow.
Hashtag pirate.
I love that. Are you guys ready to play a game?
Let's play a game. Let's play a game.
But first of all, you need to know something, that I'm only here for the bongos.
No, he's only here for the
come
bongos.
on. Look at
That's one of my favorite songs by him.
It's so good.
I'm only here for the bongos.
It's so good.
Who would have known? Who would have known, man?
I heard it was BYOB.
Wait, there it is. I found it. Ellie, could you hand out boards and stuff for us?
Oh, we're going to play a game?
Yes, we are.
Full disclosure, you guys.
We're not just here for the bongos.
Jordan is usually here as my sidekick, and she knows the routine to hand out all the stuff. And then we're missing her. We're missing Derek, who's also usually on top of this. So it's me and Ellie, who are the only ones that have any idea what's going on, and that's limited.
They're related.
So I literally have to. It's just like a directing match that we've been having. Anyway, it's time to get your thinking caps on.
Oh, great!
Well, all right, let me have another. Can I have another cinnamon shot? No, I'm only kidding. That would.
He's not kidding.
There is another one here.
Oh my lord! I don't know if that would enhance my ability to play this
We're
game
gonna split
well.
it, John.
All right, let's split it.
Oh, I'm going to get the shot. You're going to get the cup.
Oh God, that drink
How
has got to be
romantic.
warm by now. There was another
If
one.
it's warm, because I'm only here for the bongos.
All right, okay.
There you go.
Gee, I know we
halvesies,
Here's
cheersies.
All right, let's.
Here's to.
Well, thank you, Brad. Thank you, Captain.
Here's the rumraderie.
Rumraderie.
That's a new word I just made up.
Oh, I like that.
Camaraderie. Write that one down for me, Ellie. Jordan would do it, but she's not here.
Okay, let's
see.
All right, you ready, Captain?
Keep to the code.
Keep to the code.
Oh, that's just beautiful.
That
That's
is
still
really
so
delicious. And this is, what did you call this again?
That's called the CODE cinnamon apple shot.
It's delicious. It's the cinnamon really.
You put
is
the same cocktail in a chilled martini glass with a sugar rim.
Hey, you can drink it forever. It's unbelievable. Get your thinking caps on, you guys, because it's time for another round of thrilling, dare I say thrilling, round of Name That Tune. Yes. All right. And Miss Donna is playing too. We don't have her
Welcome
in the frame
to the show,
here.
Donna.
But we're gonna. She said she didn't want to be in this. So,
She's here with our spirits.
But she's gonna play with us. So we're gonna be asking her anyway. You guys, there you go. We invite all of our live viewers to play along with us in the chats and comments. We're looking for the name of the songs and the name of the artist or band that performs them. Tonight's category is Who Gives a Ship. That's with a P. That's with a P. These are all songs about boats or ships. Are we ready to play?
Oh, ship happens.
Yeah, ship happens.
This will start to be a ship show.
We'll see. All right, you guys.
We'll see SCA.
SCA. Yes. See, you already know what's going on here. You already know. All right, you guys. Here's the first clue. So what you guys are going to do, I forget that we have new people. You're going to write down on your whiteboards the name of the song and the artist. I'm sure that you got it figured out, and we'll call on you. The time's up when somebody in the chat room has guessed it. Here's our first clue tonight. Name that tune. Ship happens.
Think about how many times I had home.
Here's that clue. One more time for you.
Think about how many times I had home.
All right, fine. Should I show Ringo now?
No.
Here.
I mean, he's looking.
I got that in 5 notes.
Man, I know the song.
In 5 notes. That's pretty good.
I can't write it down now because I peeked on his board.
You do remind me of Chuck Barris in a strange way, but you know.
Oh, you know.
Who Brad does?
Well, remember, he was the guy that used to host.
Just in
Brad
stature.
does,
We're the same size. Exactly right. Philip got it in with the right band, which is unusual. But yeah, come on, John.
Okay,
you
fine.
got
All
it
right,
there.
fine.
What else did you guys have here in the lounge?
I know the song. I didn't write anything down.
Nothing?
She's writing Jimmy Buffett for everything.
It is Southern Cross. It is Southern Cross by Crosby, Stills, Nash.
When you see the Southern Cross for the first time.
That is correct. Good job, you guys out there. Mad Hatter, also in there with Southern Cross.
What'd you have, Ellie?
Nothing.
She had a nut.
I know, you know the song, though, right?
Once it got to the main part, yeah, I've heard it. But
Yes. It gets even more easier and then harder again and then perhaps easier again.
Okay.
Here's the next. Here's the next clue.
So I'd like to know where you got the notion. Said I.
Give it to you one more time there.
So I'd like to know where you got the notion. Said I.
All right.
It's such a great tune. I love it so much. Oh, you got it, Miss Donna.
I
All
even
right.
know the group.
Look. Now we're gonna have to talk about your hieroglyphics.
I don't spell well. All right, I know who the group is. It's embarrassing that I know the group. The Hughes Corporation.
It is the Hughes
Well, dude, that's so embarrassing.
Corporation.
I mean,
Philip
I
got
the
it
rock the boat
with the
part.
rock the boat. What did everybody have? What did you have, Ellie?
I had Rock the Boat.
Rock the
Everyone
boat. Rock the
had.
boat. That's half points for everybody.
everybody had that one.
I had
It
I had the notion it was the Hughes Corporation.
It is. It's the Hughes Company, is the
Company.
name of it. But I'll take Corporation. That's
Oh,
good
the
enough
Hughes
for me.
Company. Okay, fine.
Rock the boat, don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the boat, don't tip the boat over. Rock the boat.
So good. So good.
Brad, I just want you to know, I'm writing the name of the next artist before I've even heard the song.
Oh, okay.
What? Is this a repeat, this show? Is this a rerun?
I don't think you're gonna get this one.
All right.
I don't think you're gonna get it. But
All right.
but good
Oh,
on
my
you.
God.
This was pretty left field for me even to choose. But
Okay.
I got to throw one in there, one hook in there for
Okay.
you. All right. Here's the next clue.
And if I had a pony, I'd ride him on my boat.
However, this song is dope. Like, it's so good. But I'm gonna play that for you one more time.
And if I had a pony, I'd ride him on my boat.
Huge hit for
I'm
this
going to have to
artist.
eliminate myself from this because I knew it in 2 notes.
Did you?
Up.
Oh, I love that.
What are you, a musician, dude?
I don't print very well, but I do know.
You can say that again. Are you a doctor?
You are correct. Nobody on Earth and nobody in our chat room can read that anyway.
Kyle love it.
And you're so close.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't get my Y very good.
That's okay. I know what you're putting down.
Lyle Lovett.
It is Lyle Lovett. Anybody
Good
know
looking dude.
Anybody that know the name of the song?
If I Had a Boat.
That is correct.
But so Johnny, Captain Ringo,
teamwork makes the dream work.
So who was?
If I had a boat, I'd go out on the ocean.
He's got a great
It's such
voice.
a good.
So
Lyle Lovett
I would
song.
be very
man.
impressed if you knew this. Who was Lyle Lovett married to for a couple of
Julie
years?
Roberts.
Oh, there you go.
Booyah.
Hey, let me
Who's your
tell you,
captain?
that
Who's your
man gave
captain?
hope to a lot of us.
Yes, he did.
I'll tell you what.
Unfortunately, not to Julia.
Lyle Lovett
Yes.
has a beautiful voice. He's so good. And why I mean he still plays music. He still does his thing. I cannot believe his pop career ended in the early 90s.
I know. It's crazy.
It's hard to believe.
A lot of people were introduced to him, strangely enough, in a film called The New Guy. And
Yes.
he was the father in a film called The New Guy. And Lyle Lovett was by some terms would be called a sex symbol in his day. But he was just such this nerdy man, this nerdy father figure in that film. But that's when a lot of early millennials got to know Lyle Lovett, never from his music but from his acting, and he was always just this nerdy dude.
Yeah.
But Lyle Lovett, you guys got to get into him.
Legend.
He's a legend.
He knew something, obviously.
Yeah, Mary Chapin Carpenter wrote about him in one
That's
of her
right.
most famous tunes.
That's right.
I Feel Lucky.
Dwight
right?
Yoakam and Lyle
And
Lovett.
Lyle
How about
Lovett.
Dwight Yoakam, man?
By mention.
Guitars,
Yeah.
Cadillacs, hillbilly music.
You know what my favorite Lyle Lovett song is? She's no lady, she's my wife. She
That's a
hates
great
my
one.
mama, she hates my daddy too. She loves to do about the things I do. God, is that a song?
Wow. Yeah, Lyle Lovett, man. If you guys are missing out, dive into his shiz.
When it comes to Lyle, you won't like it.
As soon as
When it
this
comes to
song-
Lyle, you won't like it. You'll love it.
You'll love it. Love that. All right.
All right.
All right. Next clue. Here we go. This one you're probably not going to get either.
Oh, thanks a lot for the vote of confidence there, Brad. You're already making me feel insecure.
Here we go.
I got it.
I'm sailing away.
I'll give you that clue one more time.
I'm sailing away.
Sticks.
That song was
Well, obviously.
forever ruined to me by South Park. I can't listen to it the same way.
South Park. Cartman had to finish
Oh
it.
my God.
Philip said, ugh, Sticks, not a fan. Melissa Jean tuning in.
My daughter?
Yes.
Oh, she texted me while we were doing the show,
wow.
and she says, "Thank God you have a daughter that dresses you, because she bought me this shirt."
She
God.
straight up said, she said, if I had a boat, I'll love it. And she said she was right. And Sticks, I'm sailing away, she said,
Yeah.
but that's not right. So what's the name of the song? Anybody got it? Wait, what did you say, Miss Donna?
I'm sailing away.
I just said, "Same."
You're so close. Everybody's so close.
Sail
What about you, Ellie? Are you completely lost in this game today?
Yeah, pretty
Let's
much.
not
I'm gonna
confuse-
say "Come Sail Away."
It is Come Sail Away. Nice. Philip said Cartman's version kills it.
See that?
Come say.
I know I added the word "come" at the end.
I see that.
Oh, don't be a sticks in the mud.
Don't be a sticks in the mud. That's funny. You just sticks with that one.
All right. I got one more clue for you guys. You ready? Here we go.
Okay.
I got my swim trucks and my flippin' floppies. I'm flipping burgers, you at Kinko's.
Straight flipping copies. Here that is one more time.
I got my swim trucks and my flippin' floppies. I'm flipping burgers, you at Kinko's.
Oh, who's the band? I know think I know the song. I don't know the band though.
It's a tough one. Kimber nailed it straight out of the gate over on YouTube. It's not LL Cool J.
Okay.
Although I guess it could be.
What'd you have, Ellie?
It is I'm on a boat.
I had I'm on a boat
by the Lonely Island.
I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat. Everybody look at me 'cause I'm sailing.
Yes, nice job, you guys. I'm really blown away by the wow. I love it. I thought that was going to throw everybody off.
Threw me off,
but it didn't throw off Melissa.
Of course not.
She got in there.
She's got my brains.
Oh,
and my height.
Yes, your brains and your height.
But does she have your depth?
No one has my depth.
Oh man. Well, you guys.
That's cinnamon, boy. I'll tell you what. You never know what's going to happen when you have that
Starting to
cinnamon
kick in
code
now,
rum.
isn't
I'll
it?
tell you.
You never know.
We spell cinnamon with an S.
Ellie, how do you feel about your life right now?
What about my life?
Yes. Do you feel willing to go and pour some cinnamon shots?
Sure.
Join
All right.
would.
Oh my lord.
Oh wow.
Hey Brad, can I mention one other thing here?
Of course, obviously.
So we have.
Wait, is it a shameless plug?
Yes, it is.
Oh, shameless plug.
Well, wait a second. It's all in the time. Maybe we need to wait.
Well, there's no time to wait.
There's no time to wait. All right. So, if anybody's listening with an earshot on the Gulf Coast on Saturday, we're going to be at the Yard, a wonderful house concert venue. But so really looking forward to the cruise with Jesse Rise hanging out with the captain and you in mid-January, and we're going to the Bahamas. And what's the name of the cruise, Captain?
It's the Pirates and Parrot Heads Party in Paradise cruise.
We're breaking new ground. We're merging Pirate Heads and Parrot Heads.
It's going to be monumental.
So until I moved to Florida a few years ago, I had never been on a cruise. Now, I have been on more cruises than I've ever been on. But at any rate, so by the way, in January, we are going out with our good friends from the Highway 1 band on the Space Coast. Let the sea set you free. And so I'm going to get my sea legs in January. Oh, in February. February 11th
You'll
to the
already
18th.
have your sea legs by
No,
then.
I'm going to get my sea legs.
You just won't be able to. You won't be able to find them.
No, that's all right. No, I won't. I'm not going to bring my Yeti. Get ready, my Yeti. So, but at any rate, so I'm going to get my sea legs in January, right?
Yes,
hopefully,
you are.
Captain, to the
13th
Bahamas.
through 15th.
And then we're actually doing like this extensive Eastern Caribbean cruise, February 11th to the 18th with the Highway 1 band. Really fun guys.
Now they put on this cruise years.
They have done multiple cruises,
yeah.
and the pandemic interrupted things, but Joe has put together a kind of a new theme, and we're going to be going out and 6 nights, 7 days, as they say, and we're leaving from Port Canaveral. So please, go to my website, and it would be nice to get. I might even sneak a little bit of Code Rum on that. We might have to obscure it.
I'm appalled that you even say might sneak.
But at any rate, we're going to have 2 performances, the Highway 1 band, and I'm going to be playing with those guys, and we're going to have some fun. And their catalog is like, it's mind-blowingly 60s. There's a lot of incredible 60s stuff. So we're going to dress up like a character from Gilligan's Island and all kind of 60s stuff, but we're going to have fun.
That's awesome.
So, Brad, thank you, Captain.
Yes.
Thank you, brother. This was, it's funny. It's a good thing I don't drink when I come here, because I know it's called jams
It's a good
and
thing you bring your
cocktails.
driver with you.
So thank you, everybody, if you've tuned in and watched us for a little bit, have a little bit of madness.
Truly love that. Truly love that. Any shameless plugs, Captain Ringo?
Just the Pirates and Parrot Heads Party in Paradise cruise, January 13th through 15th. The pre-cruise dinner and concert featuring Jesse Rice on November 12th at the Twisted Tuna Jupiter. Sponsored by Tropically Impaired. They're going to be there giving away some stuff, and you stand a chance if you buy your ticket on Eventbrite. Go to my Facebook page, Johnny Ringo, or the Party in Paradise cruise page, or Jams and Cocktails. and you buy your ticket for the dinner and concert, and you qualify to win a free cruise on January 13th.
Cool. That's super cool.
Featuring a lot of great artists.
But the thing of the Twisted, that's going to be an intimate thing with Jesse, right?
Yeah, it's limited to 100
Twisted
people.
Tuna.
It's $125 a person, but it includes a couple cocktails, 4 different appetizers we mentioned earlier. It's on the page. Sit down dinner with amazing food, and desserts with our CODE Rum cakes, which made locally right here in Florida. It's less than what you spend going out taking a date out.
Seriously,
dinner
it's so worth it.
And you get this
for
private
that
intimate
experience,
concert with Jesse Rice. Check out Jesse Rice at jessericemusic.com. He's a phenomenal songwriter, and I, being a musician and legendary pirate and treasure hunter, anybody can be taught to play. Shout out to myself. Shameless plug for myself. But anyone can be taught to play the guitar. You can be taught how to sing. You can be taught how to play the drums or piano. But to me, songwriting is such an incredible talent. When you find somebody like Jesse Rice or Dean Dillon, that the lyrics they come up with is just, I don't think it's anything you can teach. And it's just phenomenal. I listen to the lyrics of Jesse Rice's songs, and Sloppy Joe's till we all conk out, and just so many cool freaking lyrics. I'm like, how does he do that?
Listen, man.
So a Corona in a cooler made of styrofoam.
So
it's just amazing.
And maybe this is wishful thinking, but so I've been a Jesse Rice fan for years. You know many years, way before going out. By the way, on Search and Salvage, I'm gonna.
There you go. You got it. We can see it. Stay there for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, Captain Bill Black, and it was gracious enough to let us go out there and do a treasure excursion with Jesse Rice, and I'm so thankful that you invited me to come and be a part of it.
Absolutely.
I had such a great time. However, I don't get in the water, dude.
He does not get in the water.
I hang out at the cooler. I man the cooler, and I take boat naps. That's what I do. And I took 2 huge boat
naps. Boys in the band took some boat naps.
Listen, you guys, you watch Josh Gates
so we need wet naps.
Everybody watch Josh Gates on Expedition Unknown, and you get in an hour, you get an entire series of a whole treasure hunt of some sort. The real life, you go out there, and for hours, it's just. Did you find anything? Nope. Let's reposition the boat and blow a hole. Did you find anything? Nope. Let's reposition the boat. So if you're not engaged, because I just sit on the cooler. You're drinking. You're having a little sandwich. Ringo gave me a little sandwich.
A man with a plan.
And I take a boat nap. And
I got a picture of you taking
everybody has a picture of me taking boat naps. Everybody and then when I realized that was happening, I went upstairs into the crow's nest and took another boat nap away from everybody.
Except for the GoPro.
When I called it a boat nap out loud, I don't know, maybe it's wishful thinking, but I saw something happen in Jesse's brain. And I really hope that he's currently in the studio working on a new album, writing a song called Boat Naps. And he doesn't have to credit me. I don't care. I just want to, every time I listen to that song, be like, yeah, I know.
That's about.
I took that boat nap. Dead serious. Swear to God.
That's awesome.
It was a really cool experience.
But your role was vital.
Potentially.
He had to open the cooler for us every time we went in it.
Every time.
And Jesse got to take home, we found one of the smallest ballast stones I've ever seen. He got to take a ballast stone home with him, which his whole goal, I found out from Sam, was that he wanted to take something. Figured we weren't going to, hit the mother load that trip, but he could find something to take home with him. And we got the ballast stone off the shipwreck. It was awesome.
We did. We were hot on the trail of something for a minute.
We were.
And it turned out to be just a modern anchor, right?
Oh, we did find an anchor.
And it was loaded with barnacles, the whole 9 yards. So it was a cool find, but a modern anchor, I'm talking they probably bought it from
Walmart or something.
Yeah, Marine what's the name of that store?
West Marine.
6 months ago.
Yep.
And so I was on our morning show. I do a morning show each weekday morning, jams and coffee in the morning. There's my shameless plug. 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Every morning. And I was talking about it. And Bill Black, in fact, was tuning in just the other morning. I was talking about this very experience. And he was like, don't think for a second that I'm not putting that anchor into service.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
It blew my mind. I thought that was the funniest thing ever. I think that's so cool.
Right. And we do an annual treasure hunters cookout up in Sebastian, Florida every April. And I think Jesse gave us kind of a formal commitment. He's going to come play the Treasure Hunters Cookout next year.
Get out. That would
God,
be so
you're really
cool.
hooked in Jesse with all this
he's
treasure
awesome.
diving,
He's awesome
man.
Too, man.
Okay,
He sings
listen,
about it.
he gave an inch,
majored in
Ringo
history
takes
in
the
college.
mile.
That's right.
But it's so cool.
But it's awesome. It's just, it was a great group. It was a great day on the water that day, man. We
It
had
was a lot of fun.
mishaps. The anchor boat broke down, so we had to.
Yeah, I know, because I was
Sam's
like
wife,
30 minutes
Gina,
late to my gig.
Swam like a mile
that
out
day.
to one anchor.
She
To
did.
pull the line in.
I wish
It's
somebody
like-
would have filmed that.
It's funny because Jesse said he had friends. I've had it too. Like when we did that trip, he's like, "Oh, dude, I like to go out there and do treasure diving." And Jesse had to explain it, dude. This was not like a touristy thing. This was a real working treasure boat.
Yeah, no, like I said, I took a boat nap because I was like, okay, you guys let me know if you find anything.
And we got what we call the anchor boat that because we have to position the boat over the spot.
All right.
So we put two stern anchors out and a bow anchor out, and we can pull the lines in and get the boat right where we want to get it at, where we had the magnetometer hit, and that's where you blow the holes at. Too much to get into right now, and you position the boat like that. Well, this little 13, 15-foot boat, depending on the operation, has to run out and grab the buoys for the anchor and bring the stern anchors back in. Well, that boat wouldn't start. So now we're literally stuck in the ocean because we got three anchors holding us down in this big boat that we can't get to the anchors. So literally, we had to swim out, and it was a long swim.
Yeah, it was a long swim. I watched Gina do it, and I was like, I was up in the crow's nest. I had woken up from my boat nap, and and I looked down and I saw her swimming out. And I was like, well,
yeah, and
that's not me.
What's his name? Forget who was on the boat with us. He had his BC and stuff on. He swam out with his scuba gear on to the 1 anchor line. She just swam out with nothing.
Free swam, man.
She swam and followed the line out and had to pull the thing, and we got the anchors in. So it was like, anytime you treasure dive, something can happen any day.
Well, let me tell you what, this is quite an educational show for this hour of the evening after multiple shots.
It's what we do here.
I have learned something.
No, I have to say that it's our catchphrase. It's going to be on a T-shirt soon this summer. This fall.
This fall.
Summer's
this is
over.
very educational here at the
on Jansen Cocktails, we educate and inebriate. That's our motto. That's what we do here.
I love it. We're going to take that same crew out one time next, because you got a short season, like 100 days, up in North Florida or Sebastian area for working the shipwreck. We're going to take the same crew out a couple times next treasure season and stuff. And
there's a whole season to treasure diving. Wow. I'm learning something new.
It's all about currents and visibility. So you can't just dive every day. So he's ready to do this.
I take a lot for granted living in Florida, I'll tell you.
It's true. All right, you guys, we got another cinnamon shot here. Is this just a cinnamon shot, or did you make the whole shot?
I did the cinnamon and the pucker and the.
You did the whole.
You did the cinnamon and the what?
I thought you were just going to give us cinnamon shots.
Oh
so
no,
I
did the whatever we did.
Yeah, she did the whole recipe.
The pucker.
If it's awful, I'm sorry. I'm not a bartender.
If you think it's pucker, but it's not.
She's an overachiever. You guys sure you have the same parents?
Pretty sure.
You're related? I didn't realize that.
We're related only in height.
All right.
I just have to say, Ellie, you're amazing. Yeah. This chick's over here holding up this camera for John McDonald.
Yeah.
And it's right at eye level, but everything.
It doesn't happen every day,
this.
Believe me.
It's like,
yeah.
Thank you, Ellie.
You're welcome.
I love it.
You guys are awesome.
Cheers, you guys. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Brad. What a fun evening.
Cheers
Thank
to
you.
a great season coming up. A nice fall season.
Wow, that is delicious. The cinnamon.
That's a great shot.
I put a little more rum in there than
that must be an evil genius or some kind of creative force that decided to let's have cinnamon and rum. That's really quite an accomplishment, Captain.
Thank you very much.
Anybody else have any shameless plugs tonight? Any other shameless plugs?
May I add one more?
Oh my goodness! Please.
We may all end up together in Key West this year. The captain is taking his pirate heads down
I'll be there.
somewhere in the Keys to Isla
Be
Mirada.
down there, yes.
And we'll end up all the way in Key West. And if anybody's down that neck of the woods on January 3rd, correct? January 3rd?
November 3rd.
Oh, wait a second.
We don't want to jump that far in the
I'm
future.
sorry.
November. He's going back in
Where's
time.
my Yeti? Captain. No, I'm sorry. In a couple of weeks, during Meeting of the Minds, we're doing the Jake Sullivan Cruise. All the booze you can drink, and we might recruit the captain. I don't know.
You don't want Brad there.
Well, okay. All right. Oh, you can get tickets if you go to my damn website, johnmcdonald.com. That's the way it's set up. So it's our good friend, Mr. Joe Downing from Jacksonville and me, and it's going to be a fun weekend.
Shout out to Joe Downing.
And Chip Bell, who was
Yep.
who was the originator of the Jake Sullivan
Yes,
character.
indeed.
Yeah.
Boy, what a fun night. Thank you, Brad.
Yeah.
Thank
Oh,
you.
my pleasure.
Really,
You guys trop rock.
What about you, Ringo? Any further shameless plugs?
I got nothing, man.
No, he's got nothing at all.
Just keep to the code. Always savor responsibly.
Yes. Savor responsibly.
Check out treasurecoastgetaways.com for the coolest places you could ever stay in.
I love that.
That's it.
Nice.
Go
What about
to-
you, Eleanor Rigby?
Well, as always, the Justin Queso Foundation with Tijuana Flats. Right now we're doing breast cancer awareness. We're partnered with the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. So you can donate in the store, online, on Amazon. You can do your birthday for Facebook too. And they're also doing another foundation or charity thing for people that were affected by Hurricane Ian. That is on their actual website. So if you go to Tijuana Flats. But yeah, it's super awesome. It's an awesome foundation. So
Well, you did mention
Nice.
Eleanor Rigby, but could we end with Gee, Eleanor, I think you're swell. I don't want to screw over the Turtles. We love the Beatles, but let's not screw the Turtles.
But the Turtles are great too. I love them. I just I only have 2 shameless plugs this week. And the first is to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Those of you that have pushed us past our initial YouTube subscriber goal. I asked for a very small showing, and we blasted way past our hoping, and I appreciate that. We still got a ways to go for our next milestone. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. It really makes a huge difference for us. It sounds ridiculous, but even if you're just a casual viewer of our show, if you subscribe, it costs you nothing.
That's
But
right.
it really puts us in another echelon to keep doing the things that we do. So please do that. Please subscribe.
Just subscribe.
And secondly, and importantly, next Wednesday is our 3rd annual JNC Halloween Spooktacular. Seriously, we have the most fun on our Halloween shows. The last 2 years have been crazy. And the first year, I don't even remember ending the show. I think I was so drunk
all of us were.
that I don't even remember turning the show off.
It was
I
unbelievable.
woke up in the morning and I was like, Jordan, did I even end the live stream? I don't even know what I did.
It's still going right now.
Second year, it still
still
is. Second year, I was a little bit more in control of myself, but it was such a great time. Ellie was in a mask that was loaded with cat hair the whole time.
Yeah, I
and
was in a giant shark head that my cats like to sleep in.
Seriously, everybody was in such great costumes. We're outdoing ourselves.
What were you dressed as, Brad?
What was that? I was some sort of spooky goblin thing.
Oh
I don't know.
yeah.
This year, I'm the first year I was in just kind of a normal. The second year, I had my whole face completely covered. By the end of it, I don't even know what I looked like because I had everything ripped off because I couldn't see what I was doing. I couldn't talk right. So this year, I'm in a costume that's going to be a little bit more suitable to this.
I thought you were a candidate for the U.S. Congress there.
I might be. You never know. But it's going to be a great time. We have some cool spooky stuff in store for this year. It's our first Halloween special in this spot. So we're very excited about it. Next Wednesday. And it's literally days before we go down to the Keys with Ringo and the crew. So it's going to be our last hurrah here. And we're taking, we come back, we do one more show. It's our finale show. We're taking November off, and we'll come back in December with another round of shows and our holiday specials and things like that. But so it's going to be like our last big hoorah, and then our season ender is just going to be our recap. So please join us next week. Jams and Cocktails podcast, jncpodcast.com. Subscribe to our channel. That's it.
I want to get this on the screen here.
Oh, yeah.
See that?
Get it. There it is. Pirates and Parrot Heads, Party in Paradise Cruise. Yeah. And
this is the
and that's a really fancy flyer there.
I don't know who did these, but they did a really good job.
Yeah, God, what an artist.
Wow.
What an artist. Yeah, could you send that guy my way in case I need any art done?
I can do that.
Love it, love it, love it.
Awesome, man.
That's our shameless plug.
Always a pleasure hanging out with everyone here.
All right. Well, you guys, I certainly hope that everybody enjoyed the show this evening. Did you guys have fun? Great to have you back. Donna, great to have you here for the first time. John, great to have you back. Ringo, always a pleasure having you here, man.
Yes, sir.
Give it up for our special guest, John McDonald.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
And let's hear it for Ellie, too.
And
Donna. Yeah, you guys join us next week again for our Halloween party. Until then, take care of yourselves, be kind to one another, and keep to the code. That's right. Broadcasting live from the legendary JNC Lounge. I'm Brad Brock. We love you. Good night.